Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is time for Dordt University football as the Dordt University Defenders will be hosting the Mount Marty Lancers in Great Plains Athletic Conference action at Open Space Park in Sioux Center. It is an overcast day. Temperatures are mild, and it shapes up to be a great day for football. Winds out of the south at 15 to 25 miles per hour when all is said and done this afternoon. The Mount Marty Lancers come into today's contest 0-5 in their inaugural football season, while the Dordt Defenders are 3-1 and rated number 19 in the country. Northwestern holds down the number 2 spot in the country. Morningside is third rated. Other Great Plains Athletic Conference games happening today include Briar Cliff at Midland, Doane at Dakota Wesleyan, Concordia is at Jamestown, and Morningside is at Hastings. Corey Westra, the Great Plains Athletic Conference Commissioner, will be up next. He will fill us in on all of the happenings around the conference for this weekend. You are watching Dordt University football on the Dordt Media Network. Back with more after this.
Let's turn our attention to the Mount Marty University Lancers. The Lancers in their first year of varsity football, and they are coached by John Micheletti, and Coach Micheletti joins us now. And Coach Micheletti, I guess the question I've got, and I remember 16, 17 years ago when Dordt University was going through their startup time as a football program, what have you learned in the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season about starting up a football program that maybe you wish you knew 6 or 12 months ago? What have you learned over these first 5 or 6 weeks?
Well, I'd say the main thing is I wish I would have, written down everything over the last few years of just certain things that, you go through without thinking of operating a football program. I kind of compare it to the same thing of, we don't think to blink or don't think to breathe when we're walking or anything like that. Kind of the same stuff when starting a program from scratch. I remember there was a practice. We're like, all right, let's do a move the chains period. Oh, we don't have chains. Okay, let's let's get those ordered, and simple things like that where you don't think of because you're just used to we've had a football program. They got to be around here somewhere. But when you're coming to a school that has never had it, you got to think of those small little tools, little things like that help run a program that you may need it for a specific practice. Obviously, you always, get the shoulder pads and the helmets ordered and the tackle dummies and jerseys and all that stuff. But it's those small things that it's like, man, I wish I would have wrote all this stuff down that helps run a program that you probably don't think about every day. You kind of take advantage of when you're in at a new startup program.
You played Northwestern this past week, and you scored first. You got a field goal, and you were up 3-0. I had the opportunity with Dordt having a bye week. I watched a little bit of that game and listened to it. It seemed like there was a sense of an excitement. There was a sense of an accomplishment. And there are steps along the way, and taking a lead in that football game and getting some stops seemed like those were some of your steps that your football team took. Did you get that sense on Saturday as well?
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's one thing that, we've been stressing a lot lately, and that's one thing that, talking to some of my mentors as coaching, the coach of prevention, that, that's what they gave me advice too. There's different ways to measure success this first year. It's not always wins and losses, even though you'd like to win as many games as you possibly could. But there's certain steps you need to take to make sure that along the time of building this program that you're crossing those paths to set yourself up for long-time success. And, we got the kids in a very good spot right now. I'd say the morale is pretty high for a team that's winless so far. They're starting to come together and, build that team camaraderie up, build that compassion for each other and really starting to buy in. And they see, when they do that, the good things that happen, we're able to stop, top offenses. The GPAC is a very tough conference here in the NAI, obviously playing multiple playoff teams from last year, multiple ranked opponents. Got our work cut out for us each and every week, so you can't take a week off there. But being able to, come in and, hold your own for a certain amount of time and get that good experience is, it's coming together nicely, and you can see it week to week improving.
Tell me about your quarterbacking situation. I see two players who have played significant minutes for you. Is that the plan, that you play both quarterbacks regularly? Does one have a different skill set than the other? Tell me about that situation.
Yeah, we've, played Torn, number 13. He came in with a few games of experience into the season, transferring from Dakota State. So that was nice to have a guy as a signal caller to be able to have that in-game experience, because, I want to make sure that you're always taking care of the ball and not taking any negative plays. And then Davian's got some pretty elite arm strength, so we want to make sure that he's able to get those reps and get that experience as well. And certainly each of those guys do good things well, and that's why they've kind of been rotating. There has been an injury a couple of times where they've had to sit out the rest of the game, so that's actually helped us out since they've already had experience this year. But it's really just they're still learning. Want to make sure that they're still learning in-game and stuff like that, so we're able to put them in this situation until one of them totally takes over and makes it where I can't take that guy off the field.
Offensively, it looks like you've had some success throwing the ball, and I'm looking at Jonah. I'm going to get this name before Saturday, but Miyazawa, 20
Yep.
catches, 6 of them for touchdowns. Is he a playmaker for you?
Yeah, for sure. And actually, you nailed it right on there with the pronunciation of his name. But he been a great skilled guy for us, able to win one-on-ones, great route runner, and he's got the trust of his quarterbacks as well. And a lot of it has started because of the early success of number 4, Rex Ryken. He had quite a few catches right off the season, so a lot of teams started to double him and key on him right away, which then allowed Jonah to then be in one-on-one coverage, which he's going to win most of those matchups when he gets that opportunity. So going to be able to feed him, put him in certain situations by formation to get him isolated and, things like that. And we want to just do what our best players do well.
It looks like you're taking care of the football, and that's a good thing for your offense, but your defense not generating a ton of turnovers. But 4 interceptions. You've got Gavin Craig with 5 tackles for loss. Albert Perez, 3.5 tackles for loss. Are you seeing some good I know you're giving up some points in yardage, and sometimes that comes with depth, but are you seeing some good things on the defensive side of the football?
Yeah, for sure. I think we start we have the experience there at the safety spot. We have older guys there, and Jaron Mortensen and Dylan Capps, both those guys. One's a junior college transfer, one's a transfer from Dixie State, so they have college playing experience. Those guys are the leaders out there for us. They see everything as a safety point. Those are the quarterbacks of defense, as they say. So they help us get everybody aligned correctly. Now we are young out at corner. We do have Avery Rice and Justin Chop out there that one transfer from Northwestern a couple years ago and one transfer from Presentation. But they're still young guys that just don't have a bunch of game experience. So we just got to make sure that we're putting them in better spots so they're not getting beat deep. They are doing their assignment correctly, just technique-wise. We got to keep working with those guys, especially with those receivers that you see here at Morningside Northwestern. Around the league that have guys that can really stretch the field. Definitely a tough task out of those at the game time. Linebacker wise, as you mentioned, Gavin, he's always around the ball, great playmaker. One of the outside backers, Drew Pendleton, he's a hammer for us. He does a great job assignment, always willing to take on a double team or spill a pulling lineman, things like that, to sacrifice himself to somebody else to make the play. So he won't show up on the stat sheet a lot, but he's doing a lot of the dirty work for the other guys around there. And D-line, we've been kind of subbing guys through there, trying to keep fresh legs in there, build depth, get that experience there. We are pretty young at the D-line spot, and that's one spot we want to definitely get better at. But slowly, week by week, they are improving.
Finally, your matchup today with Dordt in Sioux Center. What concerns you about today's matchup? Where do you feel like you can maybe have some success today?
Yeah, Dordt does a great job. Obviously, they've had quite a bit of success the last few years building on that. So a lot of excitement behind their program. But how they run things offense, defensively, and special teams, it's all based on discipline and making sure that everybody does their job. And if you got a guy being selfish or, getting nosy, anything like that, they can definitely exploit that weakness because they're not, like I said, they're not staying disciplined. So that's been our main point this week. Defensively, obviously, because of their option offense, and then on defensively, they pressure quite a bit and make sure that you maintain your gap and you're able to be able to exchange if they're blitzing or twisting and things like that, as they show quite a bit. So definitely going to make sure that everybody does their job. They play together as one, and I think that's one thing that Dordt has shown on film. You can even see on their sidelines and stuff, all the guys getting hyped up together, cheering together. They really do love each other and love being there, and that's one thing that we are striving to be here in the future, and I think it's a good example for us to see.
That's Coach John Micheletti, Mount Marty University Lancers. More after this.
Thanks for watching this Dordt Media Network Defender Athletics live stream broadcast, produced by the students of Dordt University.
This is the GPAC Football Saturday Report for Saturday, October 9. Brought to you by the Great Plains Athletic Conference. To learn more, go to gpacsports.com or on Twitter at gpacsports. On your GPAC Football Saturday Report this week, let's start with the scoreboard from games played last Saturday on October 2. Morningside defeated Midland 59-14. It was Concordia over Dakota Wesleyan 34-0. Northwestern won at Mount Marty 56-17. Hastings a winner in Sioux City over Briarcliff 24-23. And Doane defeated Jamestown by the final score of 44-20. Here are the week number 6 Hoffman America Sports Football Players of the Week. On offense, DJ McGarvey at quarterback for Concordia, 14 for 19 for 210 yards through the air, 99 rushing yards on 10 carries in Concordia's game last Saturday. Drew Bessie, defensive back from Morningside, is the defensive player of the week. The senior had a pair of interceptions in the first half for Morningside in their win over Midland. He also added 5 tackles, a tackle for a loss, and a pass breakup. And Jason Bockley, the kicker from Hastings, is the special teams player of the week. He had the game-winning field goal with 1:58 left, a 47-yarder, as the Broncos picked up their first win. They defeated Briarcliff on the road 24-23. That's a look back at last week around the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Coming up after the break, we'll preview this week in GPAC football. The GPAC Football Saturday Report rolls on right after this. The Great Plains Athletic Conference is an affiliated conference of the NAIA. Founded in 2000, the GPAC is proud of our academic and athletic excellence. The GPAC has boasted 32 Team NAIA national champions, and this year has nearly 1,300 NAIA scholar athletes with over 160 NAIA scholar teams. To learn more, go to gpacsports.com or on Twitter at gpacsports. It's another Saturday of GPAC football and a 5-game slate around the league once again on this Saturday afternoon. Let's go to the schedule. Briarcliff is at Midland for a 1 o'clock kickoff at Heatham Field in Fremont, Nebraska. Dakota Wesleyan back at home at Joe Quintal, where they will welcome in Doane and the Tigers in the all-Tiger matchup within the GPAC. Concordia heads to Jamestown to take on the Jimmies in a 1 o'clock kickoff. It's Dordt back at home in Sioux Center at Open Space Field. The Defenders will host Mount Marty and the Lancers. And Morningside will take to the road this week. They'll be in Hastings to battle the Broncos in a 1 o'clock kickoff there. Those are the 5 games this week around the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Northwestern has the bye this week in conference action. GPAC football standings after last week look like this. Northwestern now on their bye week. They lead the league at 5-0. Morningside is 4-0. At 3-1, it's Dordt. At 3-2, Midland. 2-2 records belong to Dakota Wesleyan and Jamestown. Concordia and Doane are both 2-3. Briarcliff 1-3. Hastings 1-4, with Mount Marty at 0-5 in GPAC football. Taking a look now at the NAIA football rankings for another week. Lindsey Wilson continues to hold down the number 1 spot in the country, the defending national champion in the Blue Raiders. Northwestern and Morningside hold at 2-3. Grandview is 4. Concordia, Michigan is 5. Then it's Kaiser and Marion tied for 6. Georgetown is 8. Baker is 9. And Kansas Wesleyan is ranked 10th. Dordt holds down spot number 19 in this week's NAIA football top 25. For more on the Great Plains Athletic Conference, go to gpacsports.com and on Twitter at gpacsports. This has been your GPAC Football Saturday Report. I'm Corey Westra.
Let's talk about the Dordt University football team now, and the Dordt University Defenders coming off of a bye week. It seems like a while ago, Coach Joel Penner, and I guess from a coaching staff standpoint, that bye week after 4 weeks, how do you handle the bye week? Because that's the one that's out of the ordinary. Obviously, once you get to Sunday and Monday, you turn the page and it's game week again. How do you handle the week with no game looming on Saturday?
Yeah, going back to last week, we really focused on just kind of sharpening up some fundamentals. It was not a physical, demanding week of practice in terms of collisions and physical preparation. It was a lot of notepads and just focusing on footwork and basics and fundamentals. We gave them Friday and Saturday off that week and really tried to encourage them to stay off their feet, get their legs back, and then once we got to Monday this week, we kind of back to a rhythm, business as usual, and have had a great week of practice.
What does a coach do on a Saturday when there's no football game? Is it family time? Do you watch football? What do you do on a Saturday off?
Yeah, I don't know if I am the norm or what, but I know what I did, and I reintroduced myself to my family and got away with my wife for the weekend, and that was really a great time of refreshment and much needed for us.
Let's talk about the Mount Marty Lancers, a team that played Northwestern last week, and I caught a peek or two. I watched for a while, didn't watch the whole game by any stretch, but my impressions, I guess, of Mount Marty initially, a team that plays hard, but they look like a first-year program in terms of depth. They were able to get a field goal, took a brief lead. That was a highlight for them, but once it turned, it seemed like it really turned hard. This Mount Marty team, I guess, offensively, what do you see? Or let's talk about their defense. What are they giving up? What do you hope that you can exploit?
Well, on film, they're getting better every week, and the scores don't always show that. But offenses are finding ways to take advantage of weaknesses for them. I think they play solid defense. They're getting, like I said, better in their run fits each week. Where they got beat badly last week was in their one-on-one covering receivers. They struggled to match up in the secondary in one-on-one situations, and opponents are finding ways to exploit that. But I do think defensively, they are showing improvement. Obviously, they have to find a way to win those matchups downfield.
Lynn Nutt's defensive team, the defensive unit for Dordt, what do you have to prepare for that Mount Marty is going to try to do? What's their game? What has been their game plan up to this point through the course of the season?
Yeah, their philosophy on offense is to try to win the play before the ball snapped, and so you're going to see a lot of shifts and motions. There's a lot of movement that mess with your rules, and I think the key to our defensive success is just lining up right and making sure when the ball's snapped, we're all in position. I think if we do that, we'll be fine.
You made the comment after your game with Doan, your post-game quote was something to the effect of, "We need to sharpen things up." You commented on that during the your first answer here today on what you did during your bye week. What are some of those areas that you want to see sharpened up?
As a team, it's there's going to be elements on special teams, offense and defense. So, special teams for us, it's I know it's cliche, but it's little things. It's run fits on coverage teams, just making sure lanes are covered. It's getting off blocks. On defensively, it's assignment sound football. Don't beat ourselves, and that comes down to things like what I said we've been working on all week of just lining up right, but it also comes down to tackling and just going back to the basics. We struggled to tackle against Doan, and they had some players that were shifty and made us miss, and it was a simple exposing of us not using fundamentals that we should use. And so a lot of time spent on that. And then for our offense, to be the offense we want to be an ambidextrous offense that can exploit defenses in the run game, in the perimeter option game, and then in the passing game, and just really getting competent and comfortable in pass protection and in our routes, getting open, creating separation, and then in the throws, just making the throws, making the catches, making the completions, not making it too complicated. And those are probably the biggest things we worked on.
One news line off of the field, and we haven't talked about this, you've been operating basically a coach down this year. Now we got news within the department, and I believe it's public now. Devin Ecoff will be he will be a full-time football coach moving on when he has completed his graduate work. What does that mean for your program to be able to take someone who came in, graduated from Dordt, was a 4-year program member, offensive lineman, moved into the master's program, and now will be an assistant coach for you? What does that mean for your team and your staff and your program?
Well, it's really affirming. I think when you first take over a program, now I'm going back 6 years, you envision long term guys that you've brought through the system, growing up in the system, falling in love with Dordt, with the campus and with the community that we have here, with the Defender Way, and then wanting to be a part of it, and graduating into our GA program and getting a master's degree, and then, hey, we have a position open now. There's an opportunity, and so Devin is a guy who went up through, our ranks as a left tackle, became a captain for us, and was just a tremendous leader in our program, and then as a GA has just done such great work, doing really whatever we've asked, and we've asked him to do a lot as a GA, bringing in recruits, bringing in qualified members of this football program, and then building them and developing them. And so he's demonstrated to us over the last 6 years that he's got Dordt DNA, and we didn't want to let it go. So we made that decision, and we're just real excited to have him on board.
And we go get the Lancers later today. Thanks for visiting with us, and we'll see you out on the field.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks for watching this Dordt Media Network Defender Athletics live stream broadcast, produced by the students of Dordt University. Thanks for watching this Dordt Media Network Defender Athletics live stream broadcast, produced by the students of Dordt University.
Hi, my name is Alex Heisman from Pella, Iowa, and you're watching the Dordt Media Network.
Hello, my name is Brett Zachman from Leesburg, Florida, and you're watching the Dordt Media Network.
A good afternoon from Open Space Park, a breezy Open Space Park in Sioux Center, Iowa, as we get set for Great Plains Athletic Conference football this afternoon between the Dordt Defenders and the Mount Marty Lancers. We've had the pregame show. We visited with both head coaches. We've heard from Corey Westra, the Great Plains Athletic Conference commissioner, about all the games happening today. And now our attention, Kyle Achterhoff, turns to Dordt versus Mount Marty. Dordt coming off a bye week. Mount Marty slogging through their first season, measuring their wins a little differently. And talking with their head coach, he said, you want to say wins and losses matter, but right now they're measuring things a little differently. Here today, though, in a few minutes, scoreboard reads 0-0, and you got to go out and do it.
Yeah, you got to go out and you have to play the game. And I know that's the message that the Dordt Defenders have been getting from Coach Penner and his staff the last 2 weeks. The nice thing about a bye week is you can ease off for a week and then really focus in. But yeah, this Mount Marty team has grown a lot throughout the season. I think the Dordt coaching staff has been impressed with the improvement that Mount Marty has made throughout the season. And, and any given Saturday. And so we look forward to kicking it off and seeing what both teams can do today.
You play 60 minutes, and this Mount Marty team, I watched a little bit of it. That's the benefit of having a bye week, is you can see some other games while they happen. You can relax a little bit. They got a field goal. They scored first against Northwestern, and that was a big deal for them, and that's how you grow a program.
Exactly. It's those little wins throughout. It might not be a team win, winning a football game, but those little wins within a game throughout the season are what their coaching staff is looking at and what they're concentrating on, and they want to just see more of those throughout the season.
For the Defenders, coming off a game down in Crete, Nebraska, you've traveled there, I've traveled there. It is where dreams go to die some seasons, and Dordt survived it. They had a blocked punt to start with. Doan returned it for a touchdown, and after that it was really all Defenders, 27-0. We've become spoiled. We think, man, 27 points, that's not a lot, but a road win in Crete against an improving Doan Tiger team, 27-7, not bad, but Coach Joel Penner, he wanted those 2 weeks this past week, or these past 2 weeks, to focus in and work on some things.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. Anytime you go to Crete, Nebraska, you just want to leave town with a win. And it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be ringing up 50, 60 points. The main thing is to get a win out of the game, and we did that. And then, to have 2 weeks of really refining your skills and working on specific things within your game plan, things that you've probably struggled with throughout the early part of the season. You have that luxury with a break.
It almost becomes two separate seasons. You've had the 4 weeks to kind of figure out who you are and what your identity is, and now you've got 6 weeks to build on that identity and see how good you can get by the middle of November.
Absolutely, yeah. You have a lot of things that you need to work on, and they're concentrating on those.
Opening kickoff is through the end zone, and with that wind that is picked up out of the south, no surprise there. And the Defenders will take over, first down and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The touchback back to the 25, and we'll get a chance to see the Defenders. In case you're just joining us, the opening coin toss won by Mount Marty. They deferred their decision to the second half. It'll be Dordt football to start with, and the Dordt Defenders moving into the win to start this afternoon's contest. McDaniel is the quarterback for the Defenders. Cade hands it off, and straight up the middle carry for the Defenders, and they go to Anthony Trojan. Trojan coming off a 98-yard performance against the Doan Tigers, and he picks up 5 yards there, setting up second down and 5. 2nd and 5 for the Defenders, decked out in those charcoal jerseys today, yellow sleeves and white numbers. Fake the handoff. McDaniel keeps it himself, falls forward for an 8-yard pickup on the play. And we have a whistle, and I wondered if we were going to have a penalty flag. We have a stoppage in play as well. I'm looking for a flag, and I don't see one.
Oh, somebody's helmet came off on the play.
Okay.
I think, Mike, so they
Cam Middleton.
for a game.
Yep, Cam Middleton with the tackle for Mount Marty, and Mount Marty trying to get the defense off of the field. Third down and 1. They hand it off to Trojan. Trojan up the middle. Trojan out beyond the 35 to the 39-yard line. And that's a 5-yard pickup on the play, and the Dordt defenders move the sticks. Now, that is something Mount Marty was able to get off of the field last week in their game in Yankton, and those were some of those small victories. Here, Dordt 3 downs, and they pick up a first down, so now Mount Marty starts over defensively.
Yeah, and Dort's not going to be real fancy to start this game. They're going to try to develop the line of scrimmage and pound away at things.
Anthony Trojan spins out of a tackle. He's out beyond midfield, picks up another first down. That's a 13-yard pickup on the play for Anthony Trojan, and that is something we don't always see from Anthony, is that ability to get to, he's a between the tackles runner typically. That time was able to bounce and spin outside and picked up 13 yards.
Yeah, and Mount Marty did a good job between the tackles, really sealing things, but it left Trojan some room outside.
Throw it outside to Bolden. Bolden with an 11-yard pickup into Mount Marty territory down to the 37-yard line. They mark him out of bounds at the 36-yard line. That's a 12-yard pickup on the first pass play of the game for the defenders.
Yeah, and if you notice, as you watch, Mount Marty rotating a lot of guys defensively, something that's not usually a luxury for a first-year program.
Mount Marty on defense. They nothing special. They pitch it over to Bush. Josh Bush dodges a tackler, upended at the 35-yard line, picks up 1 yard on the option pitch, and Caden McDaniel paid a price at the end of that pitch play. 1 yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, fortunate to get the pitch off clean and to get positive yards on the play.
You got to be nervy to run the option as a quarterback, don't you?
You sure do.
2nd down and 9. McDaniel has Trojan behind him. Josh Bush is to his right. Fakes the handoff. He's going to run option to the right, looking for the pitch. Gets it over to Josh Bush, and Bush is dragged down at about the 32-yard line. So a gain of 3 on the play. So Dordt testing the edges, and Mount Marty responding well on those edge tests. And that's going to set up 3rd down and 5, and Dordt likely in 4-down territory here.
For sure. And, yeah, you have to be impressed. Mount Marty runs to the ball well. They have good defensive speed that they've shown so far today.
3rd down and 5. McDaniel gets the snap, back to pass, complete to Bolden, and Bolden, that's what you like to see from the receiver. He knew he needed 5. He got 7, and the defenders another first down with 12 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, this is an important starting drive for the day, and you just want to convert first downs and move the sticks.
1st down and 10 at the 23-yard line now. McDaniel pulls it. He's going to cut upfield out to the left hash mark, and he gains 7 yards on the play. And he made the decision very quickly that he was just going to go up the left side right behind his left guard and left tackle, and picks up 7 yards on the play.
Yeah, well blocked. He had a nice lane to run through and got positive yards.
Walter Black and Alex Heusman on the left side of the line. Mitchell Van Regenmorter is your center. Snap back to McDaniel. McDaniel has jungling. Throw is just out of his reach. Incomplete as he falls out of bounds. That's going to set up 3rd down, and that'll be our first clock stoppage of the game with 11:19 left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, not an easy reception, but one that you typically see jungling make the play on. Just couldn't bring it in on that particular play.
Beck and Baldwin are your right offensive linemen, and I believe Dort's gone with a tight end as well. Hayden Large is on the right side. Let's see if we get him involved. Nope, they hand off to Trojan. Trojan up the middle, and Anthony Trojan from the 16 down to the 9, a 7-yard gain on the play, and it seems like right now at least Dordt can run up between the tackles almost whenever they want.
Yeah, and they're going to want to mix it up, not show a lot of tendencies, but offensive line is starting off really well today.
That time they fake it to Trojan. McDaniel keeps it himself. McDaniel from the 10-yard line down inside the 5 to the 4, and it's 2nd down and goal to go, and we have a player shaken up for the Mount Marty Lancers. That appears to maybe Jackson Marks. If I saw that correctly, it's 53 or 52, but he's shaken up on the play, and he is being attended to by the Mount Marty athletic training staff. So I'm going to ask you, Kyle, what did you do on the bye week? You had a week off. I asked Coach Penner. He said he he reintroduced himself to his family mid-season. And what's the color guy for Dordt football do on his week off?
Well, me?
Yeah.
I went and saw Notre Dame, Cincinnati.
Wow.
A little weekend trip with my son, something that we do every year. We pick a destination game, so went and saw some Division I football. Checked out Notre Dame campus and stadium.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It is great. I would recommend it to anybody listening, watching today.
And you don't even have to be a football fan to. It's a cool place.
It's just a cool place. It's just history, right? I mean, Notre Dame's been around for a really long time, and their football history is tremendous. So it was a lot of fun for a football geek like me. 2nd
down and goal to go from the 5. Back to passes McDaniel. McDaniel pass to Jungling at the goal line. Touchdown Defenders. 5-yard touchdown pass from McDaniel to Jungling, and Jungling right at the goal line gets the touchdown signal, and the Defenders are up 6-0.
Yeah, that's the play that you expect to see Jungling make today. And really, the pass was thrown the only area that it could be thrown. Only Levi could get his hands on the ball, and he made a nice catch for the touchdown.
75-yard drive for the Defenders to start the contest. Brett Zachman is on to attempt the point after try, his 17th try of the season. And he'll kick it out of the hole to Blade Kuhn. Snap is down, kick is up into the breeze, and the kick is good. And the Dordt Defenders take a 7-0 lead. 7-0 our score. We'll be back with more on the Dordt Media Network right after this.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is brought to you by Cruise & Cruise PC, certified public accountants at 722-3375, with offices in Sioux Center and Lamar's, helping you attain your financial goals. It's their commitment. And sponsored by Orange City Area Health System, with family medicine clinics and hospitals, Orange City and Paulina, and a walk-in clinic in Orange City. They offer the right care at the right place at the right time. Today's live stream broadcast is brought to you by American State Bank, proud supporter of Defender Athletics. American State Bank, member FDIC.
5-yard completion from McDaniel to Jungling, and the Defenders lead 7-0, capping that 75-yard drive. And now the Mount Marty Lancers, their first offensive possession, they take it out from the 10 to the 15 to the 20 and brought down at the sideline. The return man for the Mount Marty Lancers, and that is, I believe, Kawa Nishigawa. He's a freshman running back from Hawaii. And the Mount Marty Lancers, we have their first chance to see the offense for the Lancers. The Lancers on the ground, 109 yards rushing on offense, 195 passing, 304 total. And we will see if they try to establish the run against the Dordt defense. That's been pretty solid against the run so far this year, just allowing 80 yards per game through 4 contests. Quarterback for Mount Marty is Guajardo. And we have a delay of game to start the contest. That is not how you want to start your first offensive series, Kyle. Did you see a problem on the Mount Marty sideline?
No, I think they were just slow getting out on the offense out on the field. So they took a timeout, but yeah, they just took their time. They were really slow getting on the field, getting into their formation, and I think the coaches were trying to switch the play before the snap, and had to use a timeout to not take a delay game.
We'll take a timeout as well. This one's brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com.
Hi, this is Anthony Trojan from Berthoud, Colorado. You're watching the Dordt Media Network.
We wanted to find a community that had a great heart with activities. We have 2 little boys we want to see grow and find things for them to do. And we wanted to see a community that just felt vibrant and thriving.
All the people I know from Sioux Center, even from around town, very nice actually.
Mount Marty football, first down and 10. They're down timeout. Used that timeout earlier. Guajardo barking signals. Looks to the sideline for the play. And the Lancers facing first down and 10 using the timeout. They go to a flea flicker right out of the chute. Go for the pass over the top. They've got a man open, and the pass is complete to the 30 down to the 25-yard line. I thought the defenders had it covered, but Trey Hansen got in behind the safety, and that's a big completion down inside the 30 all the way down to the 25-yard line. And the Mount Marty Lancers bounced back from an inauspicious start with a flea flicker right away, and the defenders lead 7-0, but Mount Marty is threatening. They hand it off to Nishigawa. Nishigawa picks up 5 yards on the play. It's going to be second down and 5. So the flea flicker to start. I thought initially they had defended it okay, Kyle, and then that player running the seam just got in behind the defense.
Yeah, probably a little bit, some bad angles in the secondary, just didn't play the ball real well.
Pass falls incomplete. That's Guajardo, and we have a flag on the play, and in all likelihood that's in the area of a hold in all likelihood. And the other call we've been seeing a little bit more of this year is ineligible man downfield, so we'll wait and see. It's likely against the offense.
Personal foul on the defense.
Oh.
Hands in the face. Number 76.
Well, make a liar out of me. Jessup Leakey, the defensive tackle for the defenders, gets called for hands to the face, and that's a big one. That's a personal foul. And that's going to bring it all the way from the 25 down to the 10-yard line, and that'll be first down and goal to go from the 10. And the Mount Marty Lancers threatening here early, trailing 7-0, 10:05 remaining in the first quarter. New quarterback in, Torrin Devericks is in. Devericks looks to the sideline. Devericks, 56 of 101 passing, couple of interceptions, and he's got 5 touchdown passes. Devericks is going to roll right, stops, throws towards the end zone. Pass is complete into the end zone, and a touchdown for the Lancers. Jonah Mizawa makes it a 7-6 contest pending the point after try. So just like that, the Mount Marty Lancers make it look pretty easy. The trick play to start with, the flea flicker. And now the defenders will defend a point after try by Jonathan Cardoza Chicas. He's 5 of 7 on point after tries this year, kicking into the wind with 10 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Five seconds on the play clock, now 3. They'll get the snap off just before the play clock expires. And the point after try is up and through the uprights. Both the offenses making it look pretty easy to start with. 7-7, 10 minutes left to go. First quarter of play. Back with more from Open Space Park right after this.
Hi, this is Anthony Trojan from Berthoud, Colorado. You're watching the Dordt Media Network.
We wanted to find a community that had a great heart with activities. We have 2 little boys we want to see grow and find things for them to do. And we wanted to see a community that just felt vibrant and thriving.
All the people I know from Sioux Center, even from around town, very nice actually, very nice people.
We have things that people are drawn to. That's why people like to come to Sioux Center. Shop, live, buy the works.
It's very peaceful, very secure, I'll say secure place. I love it.
The people of Sioux Center they're very kind. They really have a caring spirit towards their community. You'll see that on every level, whether it's on the football game on Friday night or the band competitions on Saturday afternoon. They just have a level of passion for their community.
7-7 our score. That kick goes through the end zone, and as anticipated, Dordt will take over first down and 10 at their own 25-yard line. We'll take a look at this Mount Marty team through thus far this season. 20-3, they lost to Dakota Wesleyan to start the year. 35-6, they played Jamestown on September the 11th. 56-7, the final with Morningside in Sioux City. And very nearly picked off a win against Briar Cliff back on September the 25th, 36-28. So a team that has not been shut out this season, and that will be true through 6 games now, standing 0-5. Long throw to the sideline, complete to Levi Jungling, picks up 5 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, you can expect a first-year program probably to come out with that trick play a little bit early in the game. They came out with first play and made a big one and put themselves in scoring position.
Cade McDaniel throws it over to Levi Jungling out near the numbers on the near side, and that's a long throw from the far hash mark over to the near side numbers, and that'll ends up dropping to the turf. No harm done. Incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down and 5. 3rd down and 5. Defenders, couple of passes to pass plays to start this drive. Cade McDaniel, the freshman from Colorado, pass is picked off and jumping the route, and the Mount Marty Lancers are going to get a pick 6. And the Lancers take a 13-7 lead on the interception by the corner, and that is number 8. Roman Gonzalez, not listed on the 2-deep, and if that is indeed Roman Gonzalez, I don't know that figures out. 5'7", 160. So whoever's wearing number 8 today got an interception and a pick 6 for the Mount Marty Lancers. So the Lancers with a 13-7 lead, and now the defenders, Mount Marty's come out ready to play, and the Dordt defenders looking like a team that came off of a bye week. They've got to regroup now after the point after makes it 14-7. Mount Marty in front of the Dordt defenders here. 5 minutes and 36 seconds into this one, 14-7. We'll be back with more right after this. This is Dordt Football on the Dordt Media Network.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University and sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy. And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere.
And brought to you by Joyner and Sport Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry-out, or delivery.
Well, the Mount Marty Lancers taking full advantage of the win so far. They get a pick 6. They had a big play as well. It's 14-7. Lancers in front. And Levi Jungling running it out from his own 5 to the 15 to the 20 to the 25 to the 30 and brought down at the 32-yard line. And we've got whistles and checking if there are any flags. That many whistles usually indicates a flag unless they just wanted everyone to know play was over. So 1st down and 10 for the defenders on the 32-yard return by Levi Jungling, and the defenders trailing 14-7, and it's time to get to work for the defenders. Looked good on that first drive. Last drive, a couple of passes toward the sideline, and Mount Marty guessed right on the 3rd down play and end up with that pick 6. So I'm going to double check that, and go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, I think that second series, put the ball in the air a little bit more, trying to keep Mount Marty honest. The corner makes a good play, jumping the route and getting the pick 6.
And that is Avery Rice over there, and it's not number 8. It is 0. So Avery Rice with the pick 6. Skibout on the carry. Picks up maybe a yard on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. So the Lancer defense, even though they gave up that 75-yard drive to start the contest, they seem energized after that pick 6, and they forced Dordt into a 3rd down and medium situation here. 3rd down and 4. Skibout stations himself to the left of McDaniel, hands it off to Trojan. Anthony Trojan, play's going to get stretched out, and Anthony's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th down, and the Lancers forcing the Dordt defenders to punt into the wind here. Leading 14-7 are the Lancers, so Mount Marty will get the football back. Leading 14-7, and it's Miyazawa back to return for the Lancers, 5'11", sophomore from Honolulu. Blade Coons will be punting. Blade this season, 16 punts, nearly 40 yards per punt, his average. And gets this one up into the breeze, takes a bounce inside the 20 and is down by the defenders inside the 20-yard line. Racing down to make the play on special teams for Dordt. That was, I believe, Ryan Oliveira. So 1st down and 10 for the Lancers, and now if you're Dort's defense, imperative that you come up and make a stop.
Yeah, they just need to refocus here, Mike, and do what they do. They've played really well all season long, and you can't let being down early affect how you play.
Lancers with it. Devericks is your quarterback. Devericks, 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. Mount Marty in those gold helmets, white jersey tops, gold pants. Devericks turns, hands, and not much there for the running back, Nishigawa. Where's number 1? And that's a loss of maybe a half yard on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and long. 2nd down and long. Devericks, they've split the time at quarterback between Devericks and Guajardo. Back to pass is Devericks. Devericks throw over the middle. Pass is complete. And that's enough for a 1st down all the way out to the 38-yard line before Nathan Kabongo takes down Rex Riken. So Riken with 24 catches this season, 11.5 yards per catch his average, gives Mount Marty a 1st down. Handoff up the middle to Nishigawa. Gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Riken's a big target in there. 6'2", well over 200 pounds, and the Dordt linebackers are just going to have to look him up when they get into their zone drops.
Looking over the top, they're looking for Riken, and Riken unable to chase that one down on the coverage for Dordt. Grant Hickson, and sliding over was Zayd Nicholson. Passed a little bit too far, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 8 from the 40. So Mount Marty facing 3rd down and long here. Riken, the intended receiver there. Riken, 24 catches this year. And I believe he is tops on the team in terms of catches, 11.5 yards per catch. He's a hometown kid from Yankton, South Dakota. It's 3rd down and 8. 3rd and 8. Guajardo, I beg your pardon, Devericks back to pass. Devericks pass over the middle, incomplete, and that time Dordt brought some pressure. Didn't allow Devericks to get comfortable in the pocket, and he overshoots his intended receiver. That sets up 4th down.
Yeah, and you need to be able to mix it up defensively, get some pressure at times by bringing extra people and forcing the ball off early. Good job in the secondary. Not a lot of receivers open on that play, so now we can look for our offense to get back on the field here.
Line of scrimmage is the 40. Nathan Kabongo back at his own 15-yard line, so he's anticipating a decent punt here from Jonathan Cardoza-Chicas, averaging 38.9 yards per punt, and he spirals this one up towards the sideline. Kabongo catches it near the sideline, inside the 20 to the 25, and a 27-yard line. Pretty entertaining 7-yard return as he fields it over near the sideline and then was able to dodge the would-be tacklers and picked up 7, so decent field position for the defenders on the punt, taking over 1st down and 10 at their own 27, trailing 14-7 on a breezy day.
Yeah, and I think Kabongo was just a shoestring tackle away from getting back outside and having some major yards on his return.
He's been averaging about 15 yards per punt return, and anything above 10 really on average is not bad. McDaniel carries it himself, and we've got a flag. This one's coming back, and I believe we're going to have a block in the back at about the 35-yard line, so that will negate the 9-yard pickup by Cade McDaniel, and that'll bring up first down in all likelihood more than 10. Wait and see from the officials. I guessed once already today, and I was wrong. But the timing of this one indicates holding.
Exactly.
Or a block in the back. We'll see. End result won't be any different no matter what it is, and it's going to be a hold.
Number 27.
Yeah, they got the receiver, and it's so hard, I think, oftentimes as a receiver out there, and there's such a fine line in between locking your man up and throwing a good block. I haven't figured out what it is yet, and Eli Bolden gets hit for a hold, and it's going to bring up first down and 13.
Yeah, so often when the ball carrier makes a cut inside or out, you just got to know when to let go of the jersey.
Handoff to Josh Bush, and nothing there for Josh. He's thrown for a 2-yard loss on the play. It's going to be second down now and 15 as the defenders positive yardage, but then the penalty, and now a loss of 2 on the play. It's going to be second down and 15, trailing 14-7 with 5:36 left to play in the first quarter.
Well, and I think you'll see Coach Penner mixing things up here in his play calling. This Mount Marty defense is being really aggressive. They're flying to the ball hard. Maybe some misdirection, some play action. We'll do something to get this defense going the wrong way.
Yeah, the defense right now flowing to the ball really well, though. Pickup of 2 on the play for McDaniel, and that's going to set up third down and 12. And we have a player's helmet come off again for the Lancers. This one is number 58, Gavin Craig. He's going to have to check out for a little while. One play.
His helmet was off. One play.
So third down. Dordt needs the 37-yard line for a first down. They're currently at the 25. So third down and long for the defenders. McDaniel looks to the sideline. 30 seconds on the play clock. Send a man in motion out of the backfield. Back to pass. They throw the screen over the top to Hayden Large. Large, the tight end. Big target, and he's out beyond the 40 to the 45-yard line. And you don't see a screen pass set up for a tight end often, but Hayden Large, nice big target there, and that's more than enough for a Dordt first down to the 46.
Yeah, and that's the type of play call that can just slow the defense's pursuit a little bit. Defensive line, linebackers on blitz, coming hard. We got to do some things to really slow them down.
Hayden Large, a sophomore from Hudsonville, Michigan, stepping up in the pocket is McDaniel, and McDaniel is going to be brought down back at about the line of scrimmage. He scrambles forward out of the pocket to the 44-yard line, the 45, beg your pardon, and that's a loss of 1 on the play. It'll be second and 11.
Yeah, and I think Coach Penner will give him the message. You know, if you can't tuck it and get positive yards, throw that thing away and live to see another down.
Eli Bolden to the near side. Levi Jungling in the slot to the far side. Can't make out who the far receiver is. Back to pass, McDaniel. McDaniel looks over the middle. He's going to take a shot. This one's up for grabs, and that is intercepted at the 15-yard line. Up into the wind, it's a floater, and Braden Swan is there to pick it off. And the Mount Marty Lancers with it, first down and 10 at their own 17-yard line, and the Lancers defense forces their second turnover of the contest. And the Lancers will now take over, leading 14-7 late in the first quarter. Quarterback for the Lancers. Devericks back in at quarterback for Mount Marty. Devericks sends a man in motion. That's Miyazawa. Snap. Back to Devericks. Hands off up the middle. Nishigawa. And Nishigawa picks up 3 on the play. It's going to be second down and 7. Second and 7. So second and 7, Lancers with it in Dordt territory. Let's see if the defenders can force a turnover here. Miyazawa in motion. Nishigawa gets the handoff up the middle, and he is tripped up after a 2-yard pickup on the play. It'll be third down and 3. So not bad defense up front on the run. It's Dort's gotten hit a couple of times with some pass plays, though. Lucas Huttinga in at safety for the defenders, number 1. Devericks looks to the sideline. Huttinga and Placide are your safeties. Kabongo and Jones are your corners. Send a man in motion out of the backfield. Devericks swings it. Left side, Nishigawa. Nishigawa has enough for a first down, and they extend the drive. So a first down for the Lancers. It'll be first down and 10 at the 28-yard line. And the Mount Marty Lancers keep the drive going. 2:28 left to play, first quarter. It's 14-7.
Just a good job of getting Nishigawa the ball out in the open field and letting him make a play for the first down.
Handoff, Nishigawa now. Nishigawa at the 30-yard line, and he is brought down. Forward progress to the 31, so a gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7. Nishigawa, not a lot to him. 5'7", 160 is what he's listed. 84 runs this year. Coming into the contest, 3.5 yards per carry average. Man in motion is Rex Reichen. Let's keep our eye on him. Reichen now in the slot on the far side. 10 seconds on the play clock, 1:40 on the game clock. First quarter of play, Mount Marty leads 14-7. Pass flared out to the far side, complete to McCombs, and McCombs near the first down marker, forced out of bounds. And they're going to say he was knocked out of bounds at the 36-yard line. They need the 38 for a first down, and the Lancers in 3rd down and 2 once again. Good spot to be in, 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, you want to get in those 3rd and short situations. It's time for the Dordt defense to step up and make a play here.
3rd down and 2 for the Lancers. Devericks sends a man in motion. On the misdirection, they give to the fullback, and on his second effort, I think he got it. William Roush. And the head linesman over on the near sideline says that's enough for a first down, and the Lancers have it 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. So the fullback, 6'1", 215, Roush from Smyer, Texas, picks up enough for a first down. Nothing fancy on that. Just give it to the fullback and see if your line can get a push up front. Pick up the yardage for a 2-yard gain on the play. Needed 2, they got 2. Back to pass, Devericks throws underneath. Pass is complete to Mizawa close to a first down.
Yeah, Mount Marty's doing a nice job of mixing the run and the pass here on this series. Getting the ball to their playmakers.
Making it look, I would say, relatively easy right now. And first down and 10 for the Lancers at their own 48. 20 seconds on the play clock, 20 seconds on the game clock. They get the play in from the sideline. It's first down and 10 at the 48. Devericks, your quarterback, fakes the handoff to Roush, flares it out to the near side, McCombs into Dordt territory. That's a 4-yard pickup on the play, and Mount Marty not getting too greedy, and that brings the first quarter to an end. Our score, Mount Marty 14, Dordt 7 after 1 quarter of play. Back with more from Sioux Center right after this.
Special thanks to the following Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast sponsors. Vision Realty. Whether you're looking to buy or want to sell, we would love to hear from you. Vision Realty. And brought to you by Furniture Mart. Find furniture, mattresses, flooring, paint, window treatments at your local Furniture Mart, family owned and located downtown Sioux Center. And today's broadcast sponsored by Ployne Publishing. Quality printing from design to delivery.
And sponsored by Orange City Area Health System, offering safe, skilled, and essential services for every season of life, from fertility and birth care to family medicine, surgical services, and senior care. A lifetime of care starts at Orange City Area Health System.
Second down and 6 for the Lancers, and we'll talk a little bit after this play, Kyle, about doesn't seem like Mount Marty is getting too greedy on any of their plays. They're taking what is there, and that has turned into one big play. But they scored a touchdown, and now seemingly settling in, and this playing out exactly the way they would like it. Handoff to the running back, Nishigawa. Not much there then. It sets up 3rd down and 7, but they're not getting greedy. Right. And they're starting to play out the game the way they want it to go.
Well, and in talking to the Dordt coaching staff, they were very impressed with how well this Mount Marty team is coached. And I can tell you we can all see it right here. They're doing a nice job with their play calling. Calling the play at the line of scrimmage, looking for the quarterback to maybe switch the play, get him in a favorable situation. But they're doing a good job of mixing the run and the pass and getting positive yards.
3rd down and 8. Back to pass is Devericks. Devericks dumps it off. Safety valve, and you got to make a play on defense, and the Dordt defenders do. Now decision time for the Lancers. It's 4th down and 3. You're at the 45-yard line. You're punting into the wind. I'd be really tempted if I'm Mount Marty to say, I want to see if I can pick up a 1st down and hang on to the ball.
Yeah, and you might see them with a long count here, try to get the Dordt defense to maybe jump off sides. I would say if the game was tied or if you were down, you'd probably be a little bit more likely to go for it here. But being up 7, of course you haven't won a game yet. Take some chances, see what you can do.
They line up, 4th down and 3. They're going to go for it. There's a snap. Leakey applying pressure. Pass over the middle, batted up into the air, incomplete, and the Dordt defense gets off of the field. And the defenders will take over 1st down and 10 at their own 45-yard line. And Jessup Leakey didn't give a whole lot of pressure, but he forced Devericks to move. Translates into him throwing into coverage, and the ball's out and knocked down.
Yeah, and if Devericks had a little bit more time back there, if he felt a little bit more comfortable, he did have Nishigawa leaking out of the backfield for a pretty easy throw and catch to pick up a 1st down. But yeah, the pressure forced Devericks to throw it a little earlier than what he wanted, and he forced it in to good coverage.
So the defenders, Ethan Thomas, will come in at quarterback, and Ethan Thomas has been splitting time with Cade McDaniel, and we've also seen Tyler Reynolds. And talking with Coach Joel Penner this week, he said we might see 2 or 3 quarterbacks again this week. Well, we're going to see 2 for sure, and Ethan Thomas in for the defenders, running the offense, picks up yardage into Dordt territory, into Mount Marty territory, down to the 36-yard line. And the defenders have a 1st down. And we've got a flag on the play as well. Flag is resting at about the 48-yard line, and let's see if this one is coming back. I didn't see anything, but I was watching Ethan bounce in between the hash mark and the numbers for the extra yardage on that play. And the defender offense certainly appears that they think this one is coming back.
Well, and this is one of those, I think the official saw a block below the waist, but it was a clean, legal block. There was no contact up top, so they might be picking this up.
Nope.
No, they don't look like they're going to, but I want to know what the call is.
And Joel Penner's asking the same thing.
We have a block below the waist on the offense, number 28, 10 yards.
Yeah, see, I don't agree with that.
Called it on the running back.
Called it on
Nick Wellen.
And Wellen came out of the backfield, which makes the block below the waist perfectly legal. So I don't know if the officials just didn't see where he came from, where his initial alignment was, but I think Coach Penner's going to give him an earful for that one.
Yeah, 1st down and 23 now for the defenders. They do it from the spot of the foul as well, so that okay.
Yeah, that's a big penalty there.
Yeah. Ethan Thomas flares it out to the far side. Levi jungling to the 40 and forced out of bounds. Gets some of that yardage back. It's a manageable 2nd down and 15 now. See if Dordt can get 6 or 7 back here and see where they're at on 3rd down.
Yeah, exactly. You know you're not going to get all 25 or 30 yards back at once, but to be able to make a positive play, put yourself in a more manageable situation where you want to be. Thomas running the option again to his left. Good positive yards, putting putting the Dordt offense in a 3rd and 11 situation. So, more manageable. Definitely a down and distance that Coach Penner has a play call for.
Just never know what you're going to have to do up here, do you, Kyle?
You don't. I'm jumping in play by play. Don't do this to me, Mike.
3rd down and 11. Ethan Thomas back to pass. Thomas is going to take a shot over the top. He's got jungling, and it falls incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down. So 4th down and 11 for the defenders from their own 44-yard line. They'll send the punt team onto the field, and let's see if the Dordt defenders can play field position now and play some punt and pin. Through the first quarter of play, in case you're curious, total offense, Mount Marty 125, Dordt 107. Yards on the ground for the Lancers, 21, 58 for the defenders, 104 yards through the air for Mount Marty. And there are the stats if you want to take a look at those, Kyle. But
I think if we go back to that last play, probably forced it a little bit to jungling when he had Hayden Large open in the other seam.
Coons with the punt, fielded at the 21-yard line. Fair catch called for, so that ends up being a 35-yard punt, if my math is correct. And that'll set up 1st down and 10 for the Lancers inside the 25. It looks like the 23 is officially where they will take over 1st down and 10. So the defenders need something good to happen here. Trailing 14-7, and I'd like a defensive stop, some kind of defensive play. I mean, the wishes are limitless, but you want your defense to come up and make a play and maybe establish themselves here.
Absolutely, yeah. You're looking for somebody to step up and pick up the level of intensity, somebody to make a big play, possibly for this defensive unit, cause a turnover.
And the pass over the far side falls incomplete, and they're going to say that it was a forward pass. Now, I noticed on a few of their previous passes, they're actually throwing it backwards, and so that you're flirting with it there, and you're saying if you're a Dordt defensive back, pick it up and make them make the decision.
Well, you always assume it's a backwards pass,
right.
And sometimes I'm convinced you can convince the official that it was a backward pass by the way you react.
Yeah, and it was clearly a backwards pass earlier. This is Nishigawa, nothing there. It's going to be 3rd down and 9, so a gain of 1 on the play for Nishigawa. And the Mount Marty Lancers facing 3rd down and long into the wind here, and this is where if you're Dort's defense, make a play, get off the field, and get your offense back on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Just got to know where the sticks are. You can give up a completion short, just make a play, but you definitely want to defend that 1st down marker.
Devericks is your quarterback. A little bit of movement along the line of scrimmage. Dort's now going to shuffle the deck. Julius Buchanan comes over to the near side. Dordt showing pressure. Now they drop back in coverage. They pass it off to the far sideline, and pretty good play that time. Linebacker, I believe that's Drew Dom Abe Stays. Abe Stays going over to make the stop. 4th down and long for the Lancers at their own at their own 25. And the defenders will get the ball back, should get it in pretty good field position.
Yeah, and just how Coach Nutt drew up the defensive call. You had linebackers in their good zone drops, force the underneath throw, step up and make a tackle.
Kabongo at his own 35-yard line of scrimmage is the 26. This is a high kick, fair catch called for at the 45-yard line, and that ends up being a net of 29 yards on the play for the Lancers. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Dordt at the 45-yard line. Best field position of the day so far for the Dordt University defenders.
Yeah, and I know Coach Penner really wants to get some positive yards here, get something going offensively. And they would like to tie up this ball game.
They had something good on that last drive with Ethan Thomas's run, which was called back then for that illegal block that we had some questions about. Ethan Thomas turns, hands, and is that Levi Jungling lining up in the backfield? Nope, number 6. Boy, they're pulling everything out today because that is the first time I have seen number 6, and that'd be Isaac Miller. Isaac Miller, the running back, sophomore from Smithfield, Missouri, getting the carry. And they pitch it over to Miller. Miller, nothing there, and he's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, and last 2 plays, you have the Mount Marty safety near the line of scrimmage making plays. So I think you're going to, they're expecting it now on a 3rd and long, but I think you'll see Coach Penner throwing it downfield on early downs throughout the rest of this ball game.
Yeah, right now Mount Marty daring Dordt to throw the ball, much the same as Dort's doing to Mount Marty to some degree on the other end. Ethan Thomas in the backfield throws, and he's hit, and the pass falls incomplete. And that's going to bring up 4th down, and the defenders forced to punt after a 3 and out. And right now the Dordt offense not clicking. And it's 4th down and 11, clock stop. Mount Marty leads at 14-7, 9:35 left to play here in the first half of action.
Yeah, and one thing that it's not uncommon, you don't want to see it as a coach, but having 2 weeks off and you're not playing at game speed, you've gone through 4 weeks of the season, game after game, and you get things going offensively. And to then step off and have a different pace for 2 weeks of practice, it's something that you have to adjust.
And Blade Coons, a wobbler to the near side, and he is not happy with his kick. And we will see where they mark it out of bounds. That's going to be
48.
Awfully close to midfield.
Oh, now they're moving it back here to the 44.
Yeah, 44. I mean, the 48, that's going to be a 12-yard punt. We just don't see that from Blade Coons much.
Yeah, and with the wind, I don't know if he was maybe thinking too much. We all have that issue sometimes, don't we, Mike, where we think too much about what we're doing instead of just doing it. He just needs to step back on the field next go around and let one fly.
Yeah, Mount Marty with the football. They've established a 14-7 lead, and Torin Devericks is your quarterback for the Lancers. Lancers in those jerseys that are reminiscent of the lookalikes to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Devericks back to pass on the play action. Under pressure, throws it up for grabs, and the pass is intercepted. Abe Stays turned around, found the ball fluttering up into the wind, and Abe Stays with the interception and the pressure applied by the Dordt defenders. I believe that was Cooper Hidalgo who got up in the face of the quarterback Devericks and forced him to flutter that one up into the wind.
Yeah, it thrown off his back foot, kind of going backwards, plus right into the heart of the wind. A wind coming out of the southeast, right in the direction he was throwing the ball. Held it up a little bit too long. Dordt able to make the play.
Tyler Reynolds in at quarterback for the defenders, the senior from Yuba City, California. Back to pass Reynolds. Takes a shot over the top, has Jungling at the 30. Stops, turns. He's at the 25 and brought down at the 25-yard line. And that play set up, as you said, Kyle, earlier by the fact that Mount Marty has been bringing their defenders up very close to the line of scrimmage. That safety is creeping up, and that left the cornerback on an island against Levi Jungling.
Yeah, and Reynolds does a nice job of keeping that ball towards the outside where only Jungling could make the catch.
Reynolds going to run option to the near far side, and he is brought down but picks up 3 yards on the play. It is 2nd down and 7 with 8:48 remaining in the first half. Dordt trailing 14-7. Football at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, and even on that play, Mount Marty does a good job of stringing that play out, not giving up anything big.
This Mount Marty team, I would say defensively, they do have pretty good-looking athletes. Reynolds runs option, keeps it himself. He's inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. And it'll be a first down for the defenders, 1st down and goal to go at the 7-yard line.
Yeah, and I think Tyler at the end of the play, and you can see it on the replay, was on top of a Mount Marty defender.
Knee never touched.
He could have maybe kept going here.
Yep.
Probably
unless his backside was down, yeah. So Wellen is in the backfield along with Reynolds. Fake the handoff to Trojan. Reynolds keeps it himself, runs back to the middle of the field, close to the end zone. Is he in? No. Short of the goal line. Short of the goal line by a yard. It's going to be 2nd down and goal to go. And picking himself up slowly out of the backfield is Dylan Capps for Mount Marty. Don't know if he took a shot at the end of that play, but he comes up a little bit slow. It's going to be 2nd down and goal to go inside the 5 near the 1.
And this is where you your big guys up front are saying just hammer it in here.
Easy run for Trojan. He goes into the back end zone untouched. And the Dordt defenders make it a 14-13 contest with a point after try coming for Brett Zachman. And Tyler Reynolds, senior quarterback, with the carousel of quarterbacks, it is not always easy to stay in the game. Tyler Reynolds, he gets his shot. He helps engineer a drive here.
Yeah, it does a nice job coming into the game, making a big-time throw to Jungling to get the series started. Does a nice job with his legs running the ball and getting that thing in the end zone.
Zachman's kick is through the uprights, and the Dordt defenders tied up 14-14. You're listening to the Dordt Media Network. We'll be back with more right after this.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University and sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy, and brought to you by Wireless World, your local Verizon authorized retailer with 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. Visit us at wirelessworld.com.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by Northside Body Shop. When you expect the very best in the repair of your vehicle, call Northside Body Shop Limited today, serving the Sioux Center area since 1955. 712-722-2313.
Brent Zachman kicking off. Dordt tying it up 14-14, angling it towards the end zone, and that'll go into the end zone. Touchback, Mount Marty, they'll take over first down and 10 at their own 25-yard line, and just a little spark for the defenders. It feels like the crowd, the fans in attendance, the players, everybody's just sitting there waiting for someone to do something. And that how often do you hear that? Someone do something, and the Dordt offense did that.
Exactly. You get a turnover, you get back on the field, and you have your senior quarterback step on the field and give a little bit of a spark and get the offense going.
So Mount Marty changing quarterbacks as well. They're back to Guajardo. So Guajardo, number 5. He's 6'209", and nothing there. Loss of 5 on the play. It's going to be second down and 15. Second and 15 for the Lancers.
Perfect example of the offense feeding off the defense feeding off the offense. And right there, you saw a defense fired up, ready to get back on the field and make a play.
Colton Vandenberg over on the near side. He's your defensive end. Jessup Leakey very steadily has put together a nice year at defensive tackle along with Sam Andrews. Those two have anchored the defensive line. 6 foot, 265 for Leakey's from Independence, Missouri. Andrews is from Huxley, Iowa. He's a former Ballard Bomber. And handoff, stumbling at the line of scrimmage and maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage is Nakia Johnson, 0. We've got a 0 on offense and a 0 on defense. And no gain on the play. It's going to be third down and long. Third and long, Lancers go hurry up.
Yeah, but now you just don't want to give up a big play.
Guajardo steps up in the pocket. Brayton Van Kickerix gets a hand on him, and then 2 other defenders come in to finish him off. And the Dordt defense. That was Drew Dom coming in to get a piece of the quarterback as well, but it started with Brayton Van Kickerix up front, putting pressure on from the linebacker. Got a hand on the quarterback, and a loss of another 5 on the play. Sets up fourth down and 20, and Mount Marty is punting into the wind.
Yeah, and I can guarantee Coach Nutt's going to praise his defense for that great effort, that great 3-and-out, forcing a loss of 10 on that series. But he's going to remind our guys, do your job, be solid in here.
Chikas punts to the sideline. Looking in the backfield, no flags. There was pressure applied, but no flags on the play. And we will see where the ball is marked. Looks like it's going to be about a 16-yard punt from the 15 to the 31. No, they're going to go to the 35. So a 20-yard punt into the wind. And the defenders with fantastic field position to start. First down and 10 at the Mount Marty 35-yard line, tied up 14-14.
Yeah, sometimes you hear of quarterbacks that short arm it and they just don't get the ball where they need to go. Well, that was a punter short-legging it.
Short-legging it. in motion, Jungling. They hand it off. And the run by the defenders. That's Anthony Trojan. Anthony Trojan, the workhorse thus far for the defenders. And when they've gone to him in between the tackles, that's when Dordt has had much of their consistent success, we'll call it. Trojan, Reynolds keeps it himself. He's tripped up from behind, close to a first down. Maybe short of the first down marker by a yard or two. And it's going to be third down and a couple.
Yeah, and Reynolds had some green in front of him and just got tripped up from behind. Otherwise, we're looking at a nice long run play there.
Well, Marty's got guys that can get to the ball.
They run well defensively, and they do a good job of swarming to the ball.
Third down and 2. Tyler keeps it himself, struggles forward. Second effort, did he get there? Looks like it's going to be short by less than a yard. It's going to be fourth down and less than a yard. And Dordt to go heavy package here. Second tight end, Caleb Sharp from Conroe, Texas, comes in. You got Hayden Large over on the right side, so Dordt going double tight. Trojan is your running back. Reynolds turns, hands, gives to Trojan, and Trojan needed a half a yard. He got a couple. So first down for the defenders at the 24.
That's a situation where you just don't get too fancy, right?
Yep.
You have a really good offensive line, an experienced offensive line group. They're going to get that yardage just with their push, and you get Trojan in there behind because he's going to get those positive yards.
Don't get greedy. And what do we have? Do we have an illegal substitution? Do we have a timeout? It's going to be a timeout, I think. Yep. Mount Marty had players going off and on the field, and this is going to be a timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in a moment.
Thanks for watching this Dordt Media Network Defender Athletics live stream broadcast, produced by the students of Dordt University.
Hi, my name is Alex Heisman from Pella, Iowa, and you're watching the Dordt Media Network.
Hello, my name is Brett Zachman from Leesburg, Florida, and you're watching the Dordt Media Network.
Tyler Reynolds gets the snap, back to pass as we come back out of the timeout. A hand fight in the corner. Levi Jungling, circus catch, tumbling out of bounds. Touchdown defenders, and the Dordt defenders out of the timeout. Throw it to the corner, and Tyler Reynolds, nice job that time of throwing it. The only person who was going to catch that ball in bounds was Levi Jungling. And the senior does so. Another touchdown catch for number 5, his fourth of the season, his second of the day, and the defenders lead 2014 with Brett Zachman on to attempt the point after.
Yeah, really a great throw by Reynolds there. He put it out. The only person that could get to the ball, especially with his range, is Levi Jungling, able to get the foot in bounds for the touchdown.
Zachman, the point after try is up and through. And he kicks it beyond the fence, behind the scoreboard, and our ball shaggers are going to have to do a little extra work on that one with the wind. But the defenders, back-to-back scores, establishing themselves. 4:02 left to go in the first half. Dordt leading 21-14. Let's get to our sponsors, and we'll be back with more right after this.
On the left hash, he takes the high snap, keeps it himself left side, and scampers into the end zone for a Warrior touchdown.
Sioux County Radio and the Dordt Media Network are excited to announce that every Sioux Center home football game will be brought to you over Dordt Media Network's multiple camera system.
Drops back to pass, play action, looks left, now looks deep down the right side, looking for the end zone, and Brett Scouten makes the catch and jogs into the end zone for a Warrior touchdown.
And over end kick. This one's going to go through the end zone. And Kyle, 14-7. Defenders were down, and it just seemed like Dordt needed something good to happen, and maybe the floodgates would open. I'm not saying the floodgates have opened by any means, but some good things have happened after that interception on defense.
Yeah, really a great job of offense feeding off of defensive energy, defense feeding off the offense. You got a good team mix going right now. And I know the defense wants to get off the field quick here, get the ball back in the hands of the offense.
Handoff, gain of a couple on the play, and the running back getting it awfully deep in the backfield. I thought he was going to get a 3 or 4 yard pickup on the play, but Nakia Johnson stopped after just 1 or 2. Well, Marty going hurry up, back to pass, rolling right. Pass is complete to the near side, Reichen, and Reichen security blanket for the quarterbacks. I'm a little surprised they haven't found him more because he's an awfully big target to miss and pretty rangy guy.
Right, and he's kind of that mid-level receiver, right? He's not. Let this play go here.
That's Johnson on the what was probably a lateral backwards pass. Loses a yard on the play, 2nd and long.
Yeah, but back to
Reichen.
Reichen, he's right at that mid-level, and he's forcing the defense to pick.
How do you
jump
defend
the short
him?
route? Yeah, you got to defend him. Force the offense to throw it short.
A floater to the near side, and the Dordt defense had defended it pretty well on the far side, but leaking out and getting free was Austin Vagance, a freshman from Brandon, South Dakota. The near side brought down at the 26-yard line, and that's a Mount Marty first down, and suddenly the Lancers have something figured out, and they're moving the football. Handoff to Johnson. Johnson, the ball carrier, and Johnson picks up 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 6, and the Lancers wouldn't be shocked here if they decide to try and milk the clock, take a little bit more time off of the clock, not allow Dordt the football back, even if they would score. Rolling right, still looking. Quarterback tucks it. And on the keeper is Guajardo. Guajardo short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd down and 2, and we have a player shaken up on the play on the near sideline, on the Dordt sideline. We have a Dordt player hurt, and we have an official's timeout on the field.
Looks like Van Kirkrix is down on the play.
Okay, that'd be number 23 on the near sideline. And meanwhile, the Dordt defense is going to huddle up around defensive coordinator Lynn Nutt. Mount Marty threatening, Dordt leading 21-14. And Van Kirkrix will walk over to the sideline.
The way he's bending over, probably just got the wind knocked out of him there, Mike. Hopefully it's nothing too serious.
Yeah,
we'll see Van Kirkrix back in the game here soon.
There were 3 defenders over there on the quarterback keeper by Guajardo. And might have even been friendly fire that got Van Kirkrix on that play. In the meantime, we return to action. 3rd down and 2, so Van Kirkrix is out for the time being. He did walk off of the field under his own power. Guajardo is your quarterback. In the backfield with him is Johnson. Guajardo looks to the sideline. 2 receivers to the near side. You've got a fullback as well. Send a man in motion. They hand it off to the man in motion. We've got a flag on the play, and the play is blown up by Abe Stace. Abe Stace, the sophomore from Mountain Lake, Minnesota, throws the ball carrier for a loss on the play, and it's either going to be this could be a hold or an illegal block. Flag thrown at the behind the play, actually.
Yeah, that's a big penalty, so you're going to accept that 15-yarder, and really back this Mount Marty offense up.
So they're going to go 15 yards from the 18, so they'll be at the 33. They'll be facing third down and long. And for the Lancers, you're thinking about just getting this back to something manageable and maybe getting a field goal try out of it.
Right.
Because the 33, that is out of, on a windy day, into the wind. That'd be a 50-yard try. So we'll get ahead of ourselves. Let's see what Mount Marty is able to dial up here on this play. Third down, and we'll call it 17. Football at the 33. They need the 16 for a first down. Guajardo, your quarterback. Guajardo back to pass, pressure applied, flush from the pocket, rolling left, looking near the goal, near the first down marker, and he throws it up for grabs, and it's intercepted by Zade Nicholson. Now, two things happened there, Kyle. He was awfully close to the line of scrimmage. No flag comes out, but then he throws it to no one in particular, and Zade Nicholson picks off the pass from a safety position.
Right. I really thought he had room to run,
get
positive yards, and decided to take a chance and throw it to the first down marker and hope your receiver makes a play. The opposite happened there, and we have the Dordt offense back on the field.
1:34 left to go in the half, so time for Dordt to maybe engineer something here. Tyler Reynolds carries, and Reynolds picks up a couple on the play out to the 19. It'll be second down and long. 1:25 remaining. Dordt does have all three timeouts remaining. They've got the wind at their back as well on this overcast day. Unseasonably warm here in Sioux Center for October 9. Back to passes Reynolds. Reynolds to the sideline. Pass is complete. And I believe getting that catch for the defenders is Carson Brown. Carson Brown is fifth catch of the year, averaging 16.3 yards per catch.
Yeah, just short of the first down, but out of bounds, stopped the clock.
Third down and 2, 1:09 remaining. Dordt still with three timeouts left. Dordt leading 21-14. Reynolds keeps it himself, should have enough for a first down. Spun around at the 30, breaks a tackle, 35-40. He's to midfield. Brown looking to throw a block, and he's into Mount Marty territory and down at the 35-yard line. That is a 40-yard carry by Tyler Reynolds, and the Dordt defenders now threatening, and they've got plenty of time now, 59 seconds, and all three timeouts remaining.
Yeah, plenty of time left here from the 35-yard line. Got a play called. Again, Reynolds with bringing a little bit of a spark here to the Dordt offense.
Mount Marty, they're going to look back at that one and say, man, we missed two or three tackles. Now Reynolds throws, intended for Levi Jungling at the 12-yard line. Levi stretches out for it, unable to make the play. It's going to be second down and 10, and the clock stops on the incomplete pass. Levi will check himself out of the ball game. The old man needs a little break, and Rafi Carr checks in for him. He'll line up on the slot on the far side.
Yeah, and Reynolds is going to look at that one and wish he had that one back. He had Jungling open on the play and just missed him on that one.
Yeah, either a little more air under it or hit him in stride. So easy to say from up here. Tyler Reynolds stacked up after a short gain on the play. It's going to be third down and 8, and Dordt's going to use the timeout with 39 seconds remaining. And you talk about range of field goal kickers. Right now, Dordt on the outer edge of Brett Zachman's range. Now, he does have the wind at his back, but I always say you get out this far and you start trying field goals, things can get a little squirrely, and you'd like to get another 10 yards or so at least. We have a timeout on the field. We've got to make sure we take care of our sponsor, Casey's Bakery. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com.
My favorite thing about being in the communication department is just being able to interact with the professors. They're committed to their students and helping them succeed and just grow as individuals to then become professionals.
I also love the classes the communication department offers because it allows me to think critically about things that are important to me, like how to better love my neighbor and how to be a better communicator in Christ.
39 seconds left to go in the first half. Dordt leading 21-14. Tyler Reynolds in at quarterback for the defenders. Dordt facing third down and long. Reynolds pass has Jungling at the 20. Steps out of bounds inside the 20. That's a Dordt first down, and I was watching that right tackle, Kyle. I don't know if you saw it, but Parker, I believe that was back over there, kept the defender at bay, and I kept waiting for the flag to come out, maybe for a hold, and no hold comes, and Reynolds gets the completion to Jungling with 33 seconds left.
Yeah, really a smart play. He was losing his grip, but just gave a little extra push and didn't have to hold on that one.
Reynolds going to loft it towards the end zone. Large, unable to reel it in the back of the end zone, falls incomplete. It'll be second down. And line of scrimmage right now, the 19-yard line. Dordt facing second down and 10 from the 19, so now well within range for Brett Zachman. Obviously, you'd like 7 to close the half rather than 3, but you've got to think about all the possibilities here. Second down and 10 now for the defenders.
Well, and having what, 1 or 2 timeouts remaining.
2.
He got 2 timeouts, so you can mix it up here. You don't have to put the ball in the air. If you see something good in the run game, you can run it and see if you can make something happen.
Reynolds at the 15, and they're going to have to use another timeout, I believe. And it's going to be third down. 23 seconds left to go here in the first half, and Dordt will use their second timeout. They've got 1 remaining, and they'll be facing third down and I'm going to call it 6 when we resume play right after this. This timeout is brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Dordt with the football at the 16-yard line. They need the 10-yard line for a first down. So third down and 6, 23 seconds remaining. Dordt doesn't get the first down here in all likelihood. Kick a field goal. Back to passes Reynolds. Reynolds steps up, throws towards the corner, and it is caught by Jungling as he falls out of bounds. He's inside the 5 at the 3. And Levi Jungling catching the ball in almost every way imaginable and dragging that toe to keep possession of it. That's a first down for the defenders.
And gets out of bounds, so you preserve that timeout. So now you can do pretty much anything from here, knowing that you got that timeout in your pocket. So if you do run the ball and you're short, you use the timeout and run another play.
Whatever you do, you want points at this juncture. Reynolds. And we've got a flag thrown. As the play starts, they're going to call a false start on the defenders.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 87 on the offense.
Yeah, Hayden Large a little bit too eager to get off from his tight end position. And that changes it from first and goal from the 4 to first and goal now from the 9. No time comes off of the clock. 18 seconds remaining. Still have 1 timeout left for the defenders. 21-14, defenders leading by 7. 3 receivers set to the right, empty out the backfield. Jungling is to the left. You send Trojan in motion from right to left. And now we have a stoppage in play. The umpire coming out from his position.
I'm not sure the confusion here if they...
Play clocks are all working. Yeah, play clocks are working. I mean, that was the first thing I thought, is one of them not working, but first and goal from the 9, back to pass is Reynolds. Reynolds scrambling. Reynolds still on his feet, running to the right side, still looking for somewhere to go, and he is brought down, and they're going to crank the clock. Dort's going to have to use a timeout. Didn't get out of bounds. He was stopped at the 3-yard line, and with 6 seconds left, Dordt calls their final timeout of the half.
And you mentioned it earlier, Mike. You need points out of this. We're looking at a one-score lead right now, so at the very least, you want to get 3 out of this. Do you take a shot in the end zone here before you kick it, or?
I think they're going to. I mean, that's certainly what it appears to be now.
Yeah.
If you do that, you better make sure it's either a touchdown or it's incomplete.
Right, and it has to be a quick play. You have to make a quick decision here. So you're looking at maybe a 3-step drop, a fade, or a quick out, a quick slant, something where the ball's in the air quickly, so you don't risk the sack, you don't risk the interception.
So there are 6 seconds remaining. Brett Zachman stays on the sideline for right now. Yeah, you can't run a play here. I mean, it's a risk. I mean,
yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, if we were
you
down
have
at the
to
1 yard
score,
line, maybe you feel more comfortable about it. But being out there around the 3 or 4 yard line, you most likely going to have to throw the ball here. And he's got Jungling one-on-one at the top.
Reynolds to Jungling catches, touchdown defenders. And after all of that, touchdown. And
Yeah, you definitely want to come out of that with points. Number one, you knew you had to throw it quick, and I guarantee as soon as Tyler saw that he had Jungling one-on-one out with the DB backpedaling into the end zone, we're going to take the easy out route for the touchdown.
2 seconds left to go in the half, and I know back in the truck you're saying I was supposed to take a timeout there, and we will. Get ready for that Casey's Bakery timeout. We'll do that after the point after try here from Brett Zachman. See, I've been doing this long enough, Kyle. I know when they're yelling at me back at the truck, even when I'm not in there. Snap is down, kick is up, kick is good, and the Dordt defenders take a 28-14 lead. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with a change of possession right after this.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry-out, or delivery. And by Vision Realty. Whether you're looking to buy or want to sell, we would love to hear from you. Vision Realty.
And brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by Northside Body Shop. When you expect the very best in the repair of your vehicle, call Northside Body Shop Limited today. Serving the Sioux Center area since 1955. 712-722-2313.
Dordt with 21 unanswered. This one will go through the end zone, and we will run one play from the 25-yard line as we resume action. And it was 14-7 not that long ago, Kyle, and Dordt has established themselves. They've scored 3 touchdowns. Tyler Reynolds has engineered those 3 drives, and you take away the pick 6 by Mount Marty. Big play, obviously. This is a completely different game going into the halftime, but obviously Mount Marty has made plays on defense. They're right in it yet.
Yeah, the pick 6, the trick play to start the game for long pass play. They're a very capable college football team, so I'm sure the Dordt defenders are going to get the message at half, hey, there's still 30 minutes to play here.
Nakia Johnson on the carry to end the first half of play. And we go to the locker room with our score. Dordt 28, Mount Marty Lancers 14. Coming up at halftime, we will, I think we'll take a quick break here, and then we'll be back with the dance team and cheer performance. And we'll run through some numbers and all that kind of stuff coming up here at halftime. You're watching the Dordt Media Network. Back with more in a moment.
So my favorite thing about the Dordt digital media program is just the ability to be around fellow creatives and filmmakers who challenge me to become better, and being able to collaborate with them on projects and just grow as filmmakers together.
You get to learn all the different aspects of what it takes to make and create videos, like the editing and the script writing and the camera work.
Experiment with all types of things, whether that be commercials, weddings, photography, it doesn't really matter. Just dip your feet in a bunch of different fields and you should be able to find success in the field.
Thanks for watching this Dordt Media Network Defender Athletics live stream broadcast, produced by the students of Dordt University.
You are watching the Dordt Media Network and football. We're at halftime. Dordt leading 28-14 over the Mount Marty Lancers in Great Plains Athletic Conference football action. Right now on the screen, you are seeing the Dordt University dance and cheer programs. They had a youth cheer clinic, I believe, and you are seeing some of the end results of that currently on the field. And some of the other games going on in the conference today include Briarcliff at Midland, Doane is at Dakota Wesleyan, Concordia visits Jamestown, and Morningside is at Hastings. Coming up at halftime, we'll run through all the scoring from the first half. We'll also have some highlights, and we will check in with some scores. We'll try to track down some scores at the half as well. Dordt leading Mount Marty 28-14 after trailing 14-7 earlier in the contest. And we'll also bring you up to speed on what's happening on the Dordt College campus today. We had cross country earlier today, and we have soccer playing in Sioux City right now. And the Dordt volleyball team is en route to Concordia. I had a little bit of bus trouble the way it sounded, but should be getting started with that contest scheduled for a 1:30 start time. It's now going to be about a 2:30 start time. So they continue with their presentation at halftime of the cheer and dance programs with the youngsters as well. And we'll take a look at the scoring for the Dordt defenders thus far. Dordt started the scoring. 75-yard drive. Cade McDaniel, a pass completion to Levi Jungling for 4 yards. And the Lancers, the defenders led 7-0 after the point after. Mount Marty capitalized on a flea flicker to start their drive. Tipped the field position battle from their own 25 down to the Dordt 25. And Torn Devericks ended up completing a pass to Jonah Miyazawa for 10 yards to make it 7-7 after the point after. On the ensuing drive, Cade McDaniel was picked off by Avery Rice at the Dordt 35. Rice returned at 35 yards for a touchdown, and the Lancers led 14-7, and that score held up for the better part of 17 minutes off of the clock before Dordt was finally able to break through with Anthony Trojan rushing for 2 yards to the Mount Marty end zone for a touchdown to tie it at 14-all. And then Tyler Reynolds, a completion to Levi Jungling about 3 minutes later for 24 yards and a touchdown to give Dordt a 21-14 lead. And then Reynolds, a completion to Levi Jungling for 3 yards to pay dirt, and the defenders lead at 28-14. 3 touchdown receptions for Levi Jungling this afternoon so far. 8 total. He's got 109 yards receiving for the defenders. You are watching the Dordt dance team and the cheer. We're gonna step aside, and I'll leave it up to you back in the truck when you want to take another break, and we'll be back looking at the numbers in a few minutes. But I'm going to step aside here while the Dordt dance and cheer programs put on their show.
Hello fans of Defender Sports, hope you're enjoying the game whether you're a friend or family member of a player or coach or a fan of the university. These players and coaches have put in hours and hours of practice, and it shows. But going into each and every game, there's one more thing that every coach makes sure the team has, and that's a game plan. If these players and coaches are willing to put this much time into planning for a game, how much more important is putting together a game plan for your financial life? Now, the financial world continually becomes more complicated, but if you don't have either the time or the desire to spend hours upon hours learning and keeping up with the changing rules of the game in the financial world, and then figuring out how that applies specifically to your financial life, you don't have to do it alone. For over 40 years, we've been helping households to build their financial game plan upon all the things more important than finances, while being good stewards of the resources God has entrusted to their care. Because there's things in life more important than money, and none of them are things. I'm Tom DeYoung, financial planner and president of Money Concepts, the planning firm. Check us out on the web or social media. Check out our podcast at moneyconceptsradio.com or your favorite podcast app, or schedule a complimentary meeting to see how a financial game plan might benefit you. Enjoy the rest of the game, and remember to spend your most valuable resources, your time and your attention, on the things in life that matter more than money.
We are at halftime, and the Mount Marty Lancers trail Dordt 28-14, and right now you are seeing the dance team on the field. Before that, the cheer program, and we've gone through the scoring, Kyle. The numbers, I'll take a quick look at them and then just ask for your impressions on that. Dordt, 16 first downs, Morningside 9. Dordt, 152 yards passing. 152 rushing. Mount Marty 22 rushing. Mount Marty 158 passing. Dordt 155 all totaled. 307 for the defenders and 180 for the Lancers. Turnovers, Dordt has a couple of pass interceptions thrown, as do the Lancers. Time of possession, and that would be 18:10 to 11:50, so that comes out to 30 minutes even. Dordt 7 of 12 on third down tries. Mount Marty 2 of 8 on third down tries. Dordt tried one fourth down conversion. It was good. Mount Marty 0 for 1. Offensively for the defenders, Tyler Reynolds 6 of 8 passing, 99 yards and 2 touchdowns. Caden McDaniel 5 of 9 passing, 49 yards, a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Ethan Thomas 1 of 3 for 7 yards. For Mount Marty, Torin Devericks 8 of 13 passing, 60 yards. Davian Guajardo 4 of 5 passing for 98 yards. And the rushing for the defenders, Tyler Reynolds 10 for 81. Anthony Trojan 8 for 39. And Caden McDaniel, 5 of 17. Levi Jungling, 8 catches, 109 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Eli Bolden, 2 catches for 20 yards. For Mount Marty, rushing, Nishigawa, 8 carries for 19 yards. Receiving, Riley McCombs, 3 for 11 yards. And Rex Riken, who we like what he can do, 2 catches for 41 yards, and Miyazawa, 3 catches for 24 yards. On defense, the defenders sparked today by Abe Stays, a couple of tackles and an interception thus far, and also an interception for Zaid Nicholson. Tanner Milliken, number 30 for the defenders, a linebacker, 4 solos and 1 assist for the defenders on defense. And Kyle, as I go through those numbers, I guess what jumps out at me is the balanced running attack for the defenders, several players getting opportunities, but then Levi Jungling having his best game of the season numbers-wise, 8 catches, 109 yards, and 3 touchdown scores.
Going to your hot hands, right? Your best players. Levi Jungling's been doing it for a long time. He's been the go-to receiver, and he has a knack of making the big play. If the ball is close, you know that Jungling's going to come up with it. Great route runner. He's that comfort area for your quarterbacks, right? He's the guy that you feel like, hey, just put it up there, get it close. Unfortunately, early, I think probably tried to force it there a couple times. You don't necessarily want to do that, but you want to take advantage when you have a chance.
I think we have some highlights back in the truck, and I will let them get the graphic out of the way, and here come the highlights. And this is the short pass play to Levi Jungling. That was the first touchdown of the day for the defenders.
Yeah, and just a good job of throwing it outside. You had a linebacker right in the throwing lane, got it around him for the score.
Mount Marty's first score of the day, that eventually tied it, and then the pick 6 coming up here, and that really sparked Mount Marty.
Yeah, and it was a deeper route. It was a good 10. Ends up being a 10, 15-yard throw. For McDaniel and probably forced it. Sometimes it just takes too long to get there, and defensive back made a play.
Anthony Trojan waltzes into the end zone to cap a scoring drive for the defenders. I believe that tied it. And then this gave the defenders the lead on the catch in the end zone by Jungling. There's the foot getting down with possession.
And one of the better balls I've seen Reynolds throw in his time here, just got it up to the outside where Jungling can make the catch. And then just a smart play call down at the end of the half to get Jungling his second touchdown with the out route.
I'm going to say something here not football related. Those are students shooting those shots, and that's incredible.
It is. It's Dordt Media Network, what Rich Lodwijk does with his crew is phenomenal. Those young men and women doing a great job. In the truck, getting us highlights, different angles, great shots. I love the one down on the long touchdown to Jungling. You get his reaction after the catch. Just phenomenal job by the Dordt Media Network crew.
I don't know how happy they were with me earlier today. We bit off a little bit. We bit off a pretty big chunk this morning. We broadcast a cross-country meet, and I thought it went about as well as we could, but it's stretching people. I get it, and for the crew, I appreciate it because it's football here last night for the high school game. It's set up this morning over at the soccer field for that cross-country meet, and then it's back here again with the truck for the football game this afternoon, and it is a lot of people, and I don't always do a great job of conveying that to the crew, but a lot of people have really voiced their appreciation, especially this morning, of, hey, a cross-country meet with drone coverage, and they're covering the whole course. A lot of people very appreciative, and I want to make sure that I publicly say that with the crew, that their work is noticed.
Yeah, and I'm going to put my student employment hat on right now, right? What a great group of young men and women we have here at Dordt University, stepping up in their student employment positions. Some are media majors, but not all.
No.
And they're doing a great job of getting things covered on a really busy weekend, like you mentioned.
And by the way, this is a break, so I mean they could be off doing whatever they do on break, but they have chosen to stay behind and do some work.
Exactly.
And we appreciate it tremendously. And it's been a busy fall. It's going to continue being a busy fall. And the thing that I say, you talk about media majors. I don't care if they're a media major or not. Well, here's what here's what I ask someone when they show up. Do you want to work some hours? It's nights and weekends. I mean, that's part of the deal.
Yep.
And can you show up on time? And we'll try to teach you the rest. So it comes down to that.
Yeah, and kudos to the pros here at teaching young people to do their jobs well, and yeah, they're just doing a phenomenal job. There's no doubt, and I remember back in the day, I think the college in the conference that first started the multi-angle shots at Hastings College. Yep. Well, hey, get online, watch a Hastings game, and then get online and watch one of our games here at Dordt University, and you're going to find the best game broadcast right from our crew. Multiple angles, great job of production. They do a phenomenal job for us.
We are proud of them, and we will continue to push and stretch. And every once in a while, I'll pull, and once in a while, I'll push. And but I'm always going to be there with them. That's what I do tell them as well. Is we're going to do this together, and we're going to figure it out.
Yeah, and that's a great part of your leadership, Mike. I mean, you're not asking them to do anything that you don't do yourselves. It's your time, and it's part of your job, and it's part of their job. They're getting paid too, but they're doing a great job. The entire production is phenomenal, and I know you're going to be stretching them and asking them more as basketball starts cranking up in here in a week or two, and it's even more broadcasts, even more things to look forward to.
Yep. We stay busy. I'd a lot rather be where we are right now this year than what we were dealing with last year of the maybes and all that kind of stuff. Halftime scores from around the conference. Midland leading Briarcliff 21-0. Dakota Wesleyan 10, Doane 7, Concordia 17, Jamestown 7, Morningside 55, Hastings 7. Before we go to break, Kyle, really no surprises, I guess, in that grouping.
No, not a lot of surprises there. That probably a toss-up game there is the Dakota Wesleyan Doane game. But is that in Mitchell?
That's in Mitchell, yep.
So, yeah, that's an advantage for that group of Tigers. So, it's a good weekend of football in the GPAC.
We're a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half. Let's take a break, and we'll be back with a kickoff in a couple minutes.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Orange City Area Health System and its sports medicine clinic. From serious athletes to weekend warriors, from youth sports to adult fitness fans, trust their team of doctors, orthopedists, and therapists to get you back in the game. And sponsored by Wireless World, your local Verizon authorized retailer with 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. Visit us at wirelessworld.com. Today's live stream broadcast is brought to you by American State Bank, proud supporter of Defender Athletics. American State Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Mitch Barrymore from Morris, Iowa. You're watching the Dordt Media Network.
At Premier Communications, we're all about connection. Connecting you to all the entertainment, work, and family you love with our phone, internet, cable TV, and tech support services. And now, that connection has gotten even faster with internet speeds up to 1 gig. Experience the next level of connection with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call toll-free 800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
Hi, I'm Tyler Reynolds from Yuba City, California, and you're watching the Dordt Media Network.
Well, we've talked about the first half. We have had our entertainment at halftime, and we are just about set for the second half of play. And the end-over-end kick through the end zone. And for the Mount Marty Lancers, they gave up a score at the end of the first half. They get the ball back, and you are the one who has turned me to that. Watch the transition from first half to second half. Dordt gets a late score. Now, what happens on this first possession of the second half? Mount Marty's got the ball, but they're going into the wind. They need to get something going offensively.
Yeah, and really they need to reestablish a run game. They did a decent job in early series in the first half, but kind of have gone away from the run, been pretty pass-heavy late in the first half.
Torrin Devericks is back in at quarterback, and it appears to me they have a set number of series for each quarterback that they're going to go with. They hand off, and there's not much there up the middle, and a gain of maybe one on the play. It's going to be second down and long for the Lancers at their own 26-yard line.
Yeah, and the thing that the Dordt defense needs to be aware of is the play-action pass, and, force this Mount Marty offense to be methodical and drive the ball down the field. Just don't give up the big play. Be consistent in what you do your job, and make open field tackles.
Brayton Van Kickerix is back on the field for the defenders. He was shaken up at the end of the first half. Under pressure is Devericks. Devericks scrambling, gives himself up, and he'll be marked down at the 31-yard line, and that's a pickup of 6 on the play. That's going to bring up third down and 4. He is a transfer, I believe, from Dakota State University, and so he brings a certain amount of
college experience, right?
If nothing else. Yes. Yep. I mean, there is. You go into battle with a true freshman at quarterback, they're going to have to grow up in a hurry, or you can go this route and Torrin Devericks. He's a junior. He's got the experience, and you saw it there on that play. Third down and 4 for the Lancers, and they flare it out, and everything perfect except the execution. Austin Vagance on the receiving end of that, unable to take it in, and the Lancers forced into a 3-and-out. Dordt's going to get the ball back, in all likelihood, in good field position.
Right, punting into the wind here. Pretty much what the Dordt coaches were hoping for. A 3-and-out, force the punt, get the ball back into an offense that's kind of on a roll right now, or at least were at the end of the half.
Punt into the wind, line of scrimmage right now. The 31, Kabongo is back at his own 31-yard line. They angle it away from Kabongo, and that stands up straight in the wind, and it takes a Dordt bounce at the 39. It'll be downed at the 40-yard line or so. They're actually going to down it at the 39, so 19-11. That's a 30-yard punt into the wind, and Dordt will take over first down and 10, and for the Lancers, you'll take that. Kabongo doesn't get a chance at a return, and not a bad punt into the wind.
Yeah, Kabongo's dangerous back there. He can make some big plays happen in the return game. So for Mount Marty, get the ball over, and not a bad punt into the wind.
Tyler Reynolds in at quarterback for the defenders. Reynolds fakes the handoff. He's going to run option, pitches at the last instant to Trojan, and Trojan at midfield picks up just enough for a first down, and Tyler Reynolds got rid of that just in time. And Anthony Trojan, they mark him out of bounds actually at the 46-yard line. I had him at midfield, but he's at the 46, so a gain of 6, second down and 4.
Yeah, and Coach Penner did mention number 5, Justin Capps for Mount Marty. He plays safety, but he's really a rover defensively. He's all over the field, and he came up and put a stick on Reynolds. And even on this last inside run play, Capps was close to the play, just didn't make the tackle, and Dordt converts, and we were in a first down situation.
Wellen with the carry that time for a first down for the defenders at the 47-yard line. Reynolds gets it over to Jungling inside the 40 down to the 35-yard line. And that's a pickup of 12 yards on the play, and another first down for the defenders and another catch for Levi Jungling.
Yeah, I think, one of the tougher positions in the game of football is being out on an island playing corner, and Dordt's taking advantage of some young corners in this Mount Marty defense.
Reynolds on the carry. He's going to go 20-10-5, touchdown defenders. Tyler Reynolds, a 36-yard touchdown run. And the Dordt defenders leading now 34-14 pending the point after try. And things have opened up for the Dordt offense and playing a little more relaxed right now.
Right, yeah. Settled into their game, got a great game plan, mixing the run and the pass. And, yeah, and, hey, let's give credit where credit's due. Tyler Reynolds is playing a great ball game right now, both throwing the ball and making great decisions running it.
Brett Zachman on to attempt the point after try. 12:21 left to go in the third quarter. Snap is down, kick is up, kick is through. And Zachman is now 5 of 5 on point after tries today, 20 of 21 for the season. Dordt leads 35-14. Back with more right after this. This is the Dordt Media Network.
Today's live stream broadcast is brought to you by American State Bank, proud supporter of Defender Athletics. American State Bank, member FDIC.
And also sponsored by Cruz & Cruz PC, public certified accountants at 722-3375, with offices in Sioux Center and Lamar's, helping you attain your financial goals. It's their commitment. And brought to you by Wireless World, your local Verizon authorized retailer with 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. Visit us at wirelessworld.com.
Brent Zachman on to kick. I think we've had one kick return so far today. Zachman will send that one through the end zone. And the Dordt defenders will send the defense onto the field again. Mount Marty trailing 35-14. Mount Marty will take over first down and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Earlier today, Dordt cross country running at their meet. We alluded to it earlier. The men finished first, the women second to a very good Augustana team. So the defenders now with a couple of weeks until they run at Mount Marty, and then 4 weeks from today is the Great Plains Athletic Conference Championship, and that's really the meet that you gear up for, and that'll be run in Orange City this year. So Nate Wolf and his team's having another fine campaign and going to take another run at a conference championship in 4 weeks, see what they can do. Pass is complete, and that is complete to the near sideline. Short pass completion to Rex Reichen. Torn Devericks, the quarterback. And it'll be second down and 2. Second and 2 for the Lancers, and this is what you really like as a head coach or offensive coordinator. Second and 2, you can do just about anything you want.
Yeah, and the defense needs to be heads up here. This is often where an offense will take a shot downfield, trying to create a big play.
Fitzgerald in motion, and they play it pretty conservatively. Give to the fullback and straight ahead carry. Enough for a first down.
Yeah, and the flip side of that is with an offense that's struggled the last few series, you just want to get a first down. So that was priority number 1 there for the Mount Marty coaching staff. They pick up the first down and have a new set.
William Rauch, the carry that time for the Lancers. Rolling right is Devericks. Devericks plants, looks, throws to the sideline, incomplete. And that'll bring up second down and 10 for the Lancers at their own 38-yard line. So second and 10 for Mount Marty. Dordt Defender women's soccer team trailing Morningside with about 10 minutes remaining. 1-0. See if they can get the equalizer in the closing moments. Clock stops on the incomplete pass. Mount Marty taking their time. For a first-year program, Kyle, this is they have some things in place. Now, it's not easy by any stretch. Handoff to Rauch, and Rauch, nothing there. And Sam Andrews, one of those defensive tackles we talked about, coming through and making the tackle, and that'll set up third down and long.
Yeah, and Andrews just shot the gap there, shut a potential blocker very quickly, and was in the backfield ready to make the play. Really, Mount Marty didn't have anything going right there.
Another tackle for a loss for Andrews. He came into the game with 5, and the defensive tackle doing the job. Devericks back to pass. Throws it to the sideline, complete to Vigance. Vigance back to the original line of scrimmage. Ball comes out, and the Dordt defenders pounce on it.
Yeah, a great job of, defended really well by the Dordt defense, but then the second, third guys to the play, going after the ball, trying to create a turnover, and they were able to strip it out there.
I'm not sure who got it. We'll see the replay here. I know Brayton Van Kickerix is very adept at plurally swatting and playing at the ball, and they're stripping
12.
It was 12. That was Dom again, or Stays. Abe Stays has had a nice game on defense today.
Yes, he has.
He had the interception earlier, his second of the year. He's had a couple tackles for loss, and Reynolds is going to take a shot down the field, and pass underthrown, incomplete. That'll bring up second down and 10. Eli Bolden had to try to come back to that and turned into a defensive player, actually, as the pass was underthrown. It's second down and 10.
Yeah, Reynolds just didn't get a lot on that throw, on that particular pass. Taking a shot here, and now settling in with your offense.
Second and 10 from the 39-yard line. Reynolds fakes the handoff, pulls it. He's to the 35, down to the 31-yard line, and going to mark him short of that, actually, 32. So that sets up third down and 3. But back to that strip. You got the runner stood up, and Stays is able to knock it loose, and then it's just a matter of, do you have enough guys around the football to recover it?
Well, and it's just smart defensive football. You know, there's really no chance that the Mount Marty player was going to.
Well, there goes Tyler Reynolds again into the end zone. Touchdown defenders. Tyler Reynolds, a 32-yard touchdown run, and he is knocked to the ground as he gets into the end zone, and I believe that's going to be a 15-yard penalty assessed in all likelihood on the kickoff. Reynolds was racing to the corner, and the referee conferring with Joel Penner and asking, do you want it on the point after, or do you want it on the kickoff? And Reynolds, 32-yard touchdown run, and Reynolds up around 100 yards rushing now, and he has provided a spark for the defenders here this afternoon.
Without a doubt, yeah, he's doing a good job. And, you know, when you run the option, you know, you often tell your quarterback, hey, pitch it till they don't let you, give it till they won't let you, and he's in a situation where just run it. They're not defending you as a quarterback, and he's doing a great job of tucking the ball and getting upfield for positive and big chunk plays.
Point after try by Brett Zachman is good. He's 6 of 6 now, but we've got one of our big fellas trying to get off of the field. That's our offensive lineman. I believe that's Carter Baldwin, number 79, and hopefully that's nothing serious. That happened on the point after try. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more right after this. Dordt leads 42-14.
On the left hash, he takes the high snap, keeps it himself left side, and scampers into the end zone for a Warrior touchdown.
Sioux County Radio and the Dordt Media Network are excited to announce that every Sioux Center home football game will be brought to you over Dordt Media Network's multiple camera system.
Drops back to pass, play action, looks left, now looks deep down the right side, looking for the end zone, and Brett Scouten makes the catch and jogs into the end zone for a Warrior touchdown.
Sioux Center Warrior football, home and away, broadcast in English on Sioux Ritmo 101.5 FM.
Inside the red zone, drops back to pass, has a man across the middle, passes caught for a touchdown.
And that was Carter Baldwin, who was assisted off of the field by a couple of teammates. He's getting checked out now by Chris Fagerness, and a pooch kick inside the 5, out to the 10, to the 15. And pretty good coverage that time by the defenders, and that is not an easy thing to execute. And Brett Zachman drops one in between the 5 and the goal line. Mount Marty is forced to return, and Mount Marty with their poorest field position to start, taking over 1st and 10 at their own 15.
Yeah, you take advantage of the 15-yard penalty on the kickoff, and it's really easy. Yeah, anybody in college football, all of your college kickers are going to be able to kick it in the end zone from the 50, but put it high inside the 5, force the return. Great job with great coverage.
Jalen Placide, a tackle for a loss on the carry by Nishigawa. And we also have a little extracurricular activity down the field, and looked like Brayton Van Kickerix and Torin. That wasn't Deverix. Deverix would be the quarter. I thought that was 13, but Van Kickerix locked up with a blocker, and they played to the whistle. And it'll be second down and 14. A loss of 4 on the plays. Jalen Placide, the safety. And this might be a case, too. We talked about Mount Marty doing it earlier. The safety creeping up. Wanted to get involved in the play. We'll see if Mount Marty tries to take advantage here with a shot over the top. This time Dordt plays it conservatively. Pass underneath. And Abe Stace on the coverage. Number 12. Little or no gain on the play. Slow in developing. And that'll set up third down and 10. So a gain of 3 on the play. It's third down and 10.
Yeah, and it all comes down to that first down play. Right, Mike? I mean, Mount Marty goes backwards on the first play, forced to probably throw it in a second and extra long, and defense forced them to throw it underneath.
42-14, Dordt leading. Dordt scoring 35 unanswered. Pass is complete to McCombs, and Abe stays there on the tackle. Leave Grant Hickson also there for the defenders. Hickson coming up from a safety spot to make the stop. And a gain of 2 on the play, and Mount Marty is forced to punt. And right now for the Mount Marty Lancers, if you're Cinderella, the clock strikes midnight, and the reality now setting in. You don't have many buttons to push.
Exactly. Yeah, Dordt's dialed in. Now they're playing pre 2-week break, but with fresh legs. You know, coming back after a 2-week layoff. Took a little while to get going, but Dordt's definitely doing a great job now.
Kabongo takes it at midfield, spins away from a tackler, spins away again, and he's going to be stacked up. Gains maybe 2 on the play. He fields it at the 49. It'll be first down and 10 for the defenders in Mount Marty territory at the 47-yard line, we'll call it.
Yeah, and Dordt with good pressure there on punt, and the punter went down. Apparently it was a little acting job, apparently, that is what the official
Dordt
thought.
Was trying to bring pressure. I didn't see contact on the play, but as you said, he did end up down on the ground. Tyler Reynolds, quarterback, runs option, pitches it over to Bush. Bush up the right edge. We've got a flag.
And I think that's going to be an unnecessary roughness or personal foul there on the defensive lineman for Mount Marty. The pitch was well off, and he took a shot on Reynolds, and that's going to be another 15 yards on the end of the play.
Dalen Norman is the, if it's on 91, who we think it'll be on. He was the closest man to the action. And that was a nice run by Bush as well, getting to the edge. And some of those plays that Mount Marty was able to get to and defend pretty well in the first half now starting to loosen up a little bit. And Bush, that's a plus.
On the defense, unnecessary roughness, 15 yards, and run, first down.
So that was a 12-yard carry by Bush. Tack on another 15, and this is going to go all the way down to the 20-yard line by the time it's said and done. First down and 10 for the defenders at the Mount Marty 20-yard line.
Yeah, and earlier I mentioned, Reynolds was doing a great job of carrying the ball. It looks now, just to start this series, that they're not going to let him win. They're going to force him to pitch the ball, unless he reverses field like here.
And it entertaining 4-yard run. He started on the left side and then ended up running to the right sideline, picks up 4 on the play. By the way, Carter Baldwin on the sideline, one of those starting offensive linemen for the defenders. Looks like it's probably an ankle, and I'll take a rolled-up ankle over a knee issue anytime, but obviously pain nonetheless. But Carter not in on the series, and I'm guessing his day might be done.
For sure, with a big lead, get some other guys on the field and get some experience.
Reynolds, pass to the sideline, incomplete. Eli Bolden, the intended receiver, and Bolden just couldn't get out and ends up stumbling over his own feet.
Yeah, slipped on his break, and really fortunate that one didn't get picked off with Bolden on the ground, not being able to play the ball.
Bolden, a junior from Harlan, Iowa. He's quietly put together a pretty consistent year so far. Reynolds Looks for the pitch, keeps it himself, and he's to the 10, down inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. And it'll be first and goal to go now for the defenders at the 7-yard line. Every time I see Eli Bolden and I think Harlan, Iowa, I just think, wow. I mean, that is the premier smaller school football program in Iowa, and to get somebody out of Harlan, that's a big deal, and he's very quietly put together a steady season this year.
Yeah, Harlan with an outstanding football program, doing it for a lot of years under Coach Blatt, and yeah, it seems like they've been, like you said, one of the premier football programs in the state of Iowa, and having Bolden here representing Harlan in a Dordt University jersey, that's great to see, and we look forward to other programs across the state contributing to this solid program.
Yeah, it's very, very steadily starting to get some footholds in some spot, and that's been good to see. Reynolds is going to run option, gets a block. Who threw that block? That was Anthony Trojan who threw a block that sprung Reynolds, and that is the third touchdown of the day for Tyler Reynolds. And the Dordt defenders now with a 48-14 lead pending the point after. And the running back that time, Anthony Trojan, stepping in and I think taking on a linebacker to help spring Tyler Reynolds.
Yeah, and those guys, they know how important that is. And he put a block on number 5.
Yeah, that's who you talked about, Dylan Capps.
Yeah, where Coach Penner knows where he's at, and I'm sure the players are aware.
48-14, Dordt. Now 49-14, Brett Zachman, another point after try. 7 of 7 today, and the Dordt defenders have now scored 42 points unanswered. They lead 49-14. Let's take a break and be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Anthony Trojan from Berthoud, Colorado. You're watching the Dordt Media Network.
Thanks for watching this Dordt Media Network Defender Athletics live stream broadcast, produced by the students of Dordt University.
Kickoff is through the end zone by Zachman. And with 7:10 remaining in the third quarter, the defenders have taken control of this one. Now, I thought it felt on. We've got a flag on the play as well.
Yeah, I don't know if we were offsides on the kick or.
It's a little far up the field, but it's about the only thing that makes sense. I was going to say, when I looked at the stats, we'll get the call here.
Offside.
Yep.
I believe they'll take it from the end of the play.
Yeah, take it at the 30. I was going to say, when I went through the stats at halftime, Mount Marty held that 14-7 lead for about 17 minutes on the play clock, or on the game clock. So, but once it broke, it has broken big. Dordt has scored. That figures out to 42 points basically in one quarter. They scored with about 7 minutes left in the first half to tie it, and now lead 49-14 at the 7-minute mark of the third quarter. Short gain on the play by Mishigawa, and that'll bring up second down and 8.
Yeah, it just took the Dordt, both sides of the ball to get into that game speed mode. But once they settled in, a lot of good things happening here today.
Second down and 8. Dordt, the home game looming next week against Dakota Wesleyan as well. Finish this one off well and then get ready for that one. Devericks rolling right. Pass is complete to Austin Vigance. Vigance forced out of bounds. It'll be third down and 5. So 3rd and 5, coverage that time. Grant Hickson coming all the way across the field to make the play.
Yeah, and what you saw early in the game, Mike, is Mount Marty converting on those mid-level throws, kind of that second level, getting bigger chunks. The Dordt defensive unit getting in better drops, their linebackers and defensive secondary players, forcing the underneath throws, and then doing a good job of rallying and making tackles.
Flag thrown in the back, a defensive backfield pass incomplete, intended for Vagance. And it'll be 4th down, but let's wait and see what the call is.
We count our players here for.
I see 11.
Did somebody sneak off the? Somebody's.
Substitution on the defense. Formation. Penalty. Still be first down.
Yeah, it was Lucas Hutting at number 1 who was counting up heads. He was counting after the play was over, but obviously somebody raced off of the field late, and that's enough for a Mount Marty first down. And with 5:49 left to go in the third, they extend the drive. First down and 10 for the Lancers at the 40. Devericks. Back to pass. Pass is complete to McCombs. McCombs, 5-yard pickup on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5. 2nd and 5 on the completion to McCombs.
Yeah, and Devericks getting the ball out quick. It seems like the Dordt defensive line group is creating some good pressure on drop-back passes, so he wants the ball out as quick as possible.
2nd down and 5. Devericks surveys. Offensive line is set. A handoff. And short gain for Nishigawa. Picks up 2 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. 3rd and 3. So 3rd down and 3 on the way for the Lancers at their own 47-yard line. We'll check some scores in between quarters as well. Get you up to speed on that. So 3rd down and 3. Devericks. Mount Marty in their own territory. Need midfield stripe for a first down. Devericks rolling right under pressure. And Buchanan hits him just as he throws the pass. Pass is complete to Trey Hansen. They needed 5. They got 7. Devericks pays for it at the end, but just got rid of that with pressure coming down on him.
Yeah, and a good job by Devericks hanging in there. He knew he was going to take a shot on the throw, but able to get the pass off and really thread the needle, get it into his receiver for the first down.
First down and 10 for the Lancers, their first sustained drive in about a quarter. They had the one drive that ended in an interception. Lots of movement, lots of shifting for the Lancers. Devericks fakes the handoff. Pass is complete. And a gain of 4 on the play to McCombs. McCombs stopped at the 45-yard line. Zayd Nicholson on the tackle. It's going to be 2nd down and 6. They need the 39 for a first down.
Yeah, and Mount Marty kind of understanding they're not getting a whole lot out of their run game, and so these short passes, trying to get it to their players in the open field has become their run game. Get it out of Devericks' hands quick into the hands of the receivers, hoping to make a play.
Yeah, there just hasn't been much there for Nishigawa. The handoff, straight ahead carry by the fullback Rauch. Rauch, 26 carries coming into the game, averaging right at 2 yards per carry. He stopped short of the first down there. Gains maybe, it's going to be 3rd down and 3. Football at the 42-yard line. So 3rd and 3 from the 42. They turn, hand to Rauch again, and Rauch, nothing there that time. He gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. It's going to be 4th down. 4th down and a couple for the Lancers, and I would say trailing 49-14. I'm going for it.
Yeah, across midfield, there's a good chance your punter's going to punt it into the end zone, and you're looking at a 22-yard gain, so you might as well Might as well go for it here and try to extend your drive.
You're trailing 49-14, so Mount Marty sends a man in motion. Devericks is going to roll right. Devericks doesn't have anyone open, and the pass falls incomplete over on the sideline. Mount Marty's receiver, McCombs, wanted an interference call as he and the defensive player, Abe Stace, both go to the ground simultaneously, and that'll give Dordt possession at their own 41-yard line.
Yeah, and people watching wondering about that. Stace is going for the ball. He's got his eyes on the ball. They just feet get tangled up. Inadvertent. Definitely not a pass interference.
Tyler Reynolds hands it off. Wellen, sophomore from Brush, Colorado, averaging 4.8 yards per carry. Picks up a couple that time. It's going to be 2nd down and 8. Now Josh Bush is in. Wellen is out. 2nd down and 8. Dordt with it at their own 43-yard line. Reynolds fakes the handoff. Pitches now over to Bush. Bush had an alley, I thought, and then it was closed up. It'll be 3rd down. 3rd down and 8, and that was Dylan Capps, number 5, on the tackle, and he's being asked to do an awful lot as in that rover position. Not really a safety, not really a linebacker, just kind of finds the ball.
Yeah, and he's not overly big, but he's a good player. He's aggressive, and he's asked to do a lot.
Levi Jungling picks up enough for a 1st down into Mount Marty territory to the 41-yard line. That'll be a Dordt 1st down. So 1st and 10 for the defenders at the 41-yard line of Mount Marty, and Levi Jungling adding to his catch total. Tyler Reynolds, pass complete to Jungling. Jungling on the near sideline, forced out of bounds at the 25-yard line, and starting to think, Kyle, I'm going to have a tough decision to make here in the next few hours. I've got to put somebody up for an Offensive Player of the Week nomination, if nothing else, and I'm going to have a tough time deciding between Tyler Reynolds and Levi Jungling.
I was going to say you have it narrowed down to 2, though.
Well, yeah. So, I was going to say I welcome your input on this, but Tyler Reynolds back to pass, throws far side. That's Bolden. 10-yard gain on the play, and then picks up another 3 or 4 on the sideline, inside the 15, down to the 12. It'll be a Dordt 1st down. So Dordt with it, 1st and 10 at the 12. Mount Marty has given up the most points they've given up this year, 56 twice. Morningside and Northwestern, and now Dordt threatening. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Our score, Dordt 49, Mount Marty 14. We'll be back with the 4th quarter of play right after this.
Hi, my name is Joel Penner. I'm the head football coach at Dordt University. Our expression of the Defender Way is called industry standard football. In college football, we want to be trendsetters. We want to be a program that others use to measure what excellence really is in college athletics. We have 4 things that we want to be the best in. Number 1 is God-honoring football. What does it mean to honor God in your training, in your preparation, in the game, on 4th and 1? Number 2 is what we call building men. We want to be very intentional about making sure that you graduate and leave changed from when you came in. The 3rd is competing fiercely. A brand of competition that will draw out your very best is what we're after. And lastly, kingdom impact. What is our footprint going to be on our school, on our community, and on our world? We've gone from the bottom of the conference to a team competing for a championship in just 5 years. We do that with guys who are thriving and who are all about the 4 pillars of our program. If that sounds like you, we'd invite you to fill out a questionnaire on our website.
Dordt with a football, pitch over to Bush. Bush dodges one tackler, can't get away from another one, and Well, Marty's got to get the chin strap tightened up a little bit. That I think it might be the same player. It's been the same player twice at least, losing his hat. That's Gavin Craig. He's going to have to check out. Loss of 1 on the play for Josh Bush. I'm doing a little bit of paperwork over here, and one game still in the balance, Concordia Jamestown. That one surprises me a little bit. Bush dodges in between the tackles, and somebody got a fistful of jersey and hold him up at the 5-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, and Bush doing a good job of hiding behind those big offensive linemen and just following those guys down the field for a good positive gain.
Tyler Reynolds, over 100 yards rushing. And we've got movement on the Dordt side. And false start against the defenders. It's going to set up 3rd down and 8 now. And the football is going to be back at about the 10-yard line. Levi Jungling. Well, this will mark the midpoint of the football season for the defenders. This will be their 5th game played. Got 5 remaining. Bye week is over. So facing now 3rd down, and they're calling it 9. 14 minutes remaining in regulation. Reynolds back to pass, steps up in the pocket. Pass is complete to Hayden Large, middle of the end zone. Touchdown defenders. And Hayden Large with the reception, his 2nd touchdown grab of the season. And the big target from Hudsonville, Michigan, 6'4", 235. And he gives Dordt a 55-14 lead. I'm going to say something here. I used to do public address at Northwestern in another lifetime. I don't know if you remember that or not. But back in the 90s, and there was a gentleman who you know well, Larry Corver, would come up and stand behind me. And whenever the offense would be floundering, he'd say, throw it to the tight end.
Oh, yeah.
And you forget about those big guys once in a while.
You do, and they're that security blanket for a quarterback. You can't find anybody else. You find the big guy over the middle, and you get him the ball. Yeah, and that program, they had some pretty good tight ends back in the day and throughout the years. And
I think it was an Ohm when I was there doing public. Matt was it Matt Ohm?
You bet.
Yeah.
And
no, I'm well traveled, Kyle. I haven't gone far, but I'm well traveled. We're going to keep it right here. I think we've gotten through all of our breaks with the Dordt Media Network. If you guys could let me know back in the truck how we're doing on our spots. But 56-14, the defenders leading by 42. They've scored 49 in a row after trailing 14-7. And the defenders now kicking off, and I believe we've got a new kicker in for the defenders, and that is, I'll get it, Jason Tepete. Jason Tepete from Hawarden, Iowa, freshman from West Sioux. Puts his leg into it, end-over-end kick. High end-over-end kick taken at the 15 out to the 20. Running east-west and not much there. Brought out to the 22-yard line on the return by Kawi Nishigawa. And that's going to bring up 1st down and 10 for the Lancers with 13:51 left to play in the contest.
Yeah, and Mount Marty just doing a little bit too much of the east-west in their return game and even in their pass game here as of late, and really not getting anything done vertically.
We'll go through the scores from the conference in just a little bit after this play, actually. Guajardo in at quarterback for the Lancers, so they're going to give Davian Guajardo, the freshman, another look. He hands off to Nishigawa, and Nishigawa maybe a gain of 2 on the play. Short gain on the play, and for the defenders, new player in. We'll get him in just a moment. Scores from conference. Midland leads Briar Cliff 45-0. Dakota Wesleyan over Doane. That's 17-7 right now. Concordia leading Jamestown at Jamestown 24-17. And it's Morningside over Hastings 62-7. And the Dakota Wesleyan Doane contest does surprise me just a little bit after watching Doane a couple of weeks ago. But Jamestown hanging right in there with Concordia up at Jamestown. You never know what that 400-mile trip can do.
Well, exactly. Anytime you go on the road in the GPAC, advantage home team for the most part, especially some of those longer road trips, and you're probably seeing that with a couple of matchups today.
Completion to Fitzgerald for a first down for the Lancers. They're at their own 36-yard line now, first down and 10. And your quarterback, Davian Guajardo from Denton, Texas.
And you're seeing some different jersey numbers on the field defensively for Dordt, and this is a great opportunity with a big lead to get some guys some reps.
And I've got to get rid of my two deep now, and I've got to look at the larger roster. Handoff Nishigawa. And Nishigawa on the carry. Lucas Huttinga's in the game. I saw 97 out there. That's Colin Thornton. He's in the contest as well. He had a tackle earlier. Daniel Jungling is back in. I saw him earlier in the game as well. That's number 14. Near side corner, that's Aaron Van Hofwagen. Bryce Christian is still in at linebacker. Haven't called his number a whole lot today. Back to pass, and it's complete. Van Hofwagen on the tackle of Nishigawa out of the backfield. Nope, not Nishigawa, instead Vigance. And that's another first down for the Lancers with 12 minutes remaining in regulation.
Well, let's be honest. The game is probably decided in terms of the win-loss column, but now is an opportunity to get, like I said, get some guys some reps. Both teams to work on, just what makes your program better down the road.
Handoff Nishigawa. Nishigawa squirms away from a tackler, brought down by Daniel Jungling. Gain of 10 on the play. It's first down and 10, and that's something that I didn't understand about football completely, but that is the review of game film afterwards. When you have the opportunity to evaluate your players in live action, you need to do that.
Yeah, there's only so much you're going to see in practice. You just don't play at this tempo, at this speed in practice. It's just not practical. It just doesn't happen. So grading game film, watching your guys, observing them, critiquing and helping them improve to be better football players, that's huge for a program. And to have a lead and get some guys on the field that haven't seen as much action, hey, this pays dividends down the road when they're maybe called upon because of an injury or just next season. It's really big for Coach Penner and his staff to get some guys some reps.
Second down and 7. Guajardo is your quarterback for the Lancers after a 3-yard pickup on the play. Fakes the pass. Now pump fake, and Aaron Van Hofwagen bid on it. And that's going to be stepping out of bounds was the receiver. Miyazawa on the reception. Stepped out of bounds, but a long gain on the play inside the 5 down to the 3.
Yeah, and right there, learning situation for Van Hofwagen, knowing situational football, and Mount Marty's going to go up top, try to get a big play.
They hand it off, and stopped short of the goal line is Nishigawa. Nishigawa stops short of the first down. Start short of the end zone. It'll be second down and goal. See if the defense can make a play here. Now you want to see if you can stop Mount Marty and limit them to a field goal try. And are we going to have a timeout? Looks like we will. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com.
Here at Dordt University, we have tremendous support from the local community and from Defender Nation across the country. The Defender Gold Club is a byproduct of that support and enables our student athletes to perform at the highest level.
As a Defender Gold Club member, you are helping our athletes pursue championships while also helping them grow physically, mentally, spiritually, and academically.
The Defender Gold Club supports the university's mission by equipping student athletes to strive for excellence in all areas of life while having a transforming experience in athletics.
Join us in supporting the growth of our student athletes through joining the Gold Club and making a gift that supports scholarships, team trips, or facility enhancements.
We invite Defender Nation to support our athletes and become a Defender Gold Club member.
Partner with us in supporting all sports or sport of your choice. Your support makes a difference. Join the Defender Gold Club today.
People like you help us believe in a bold future for Dordt University athletics. Thank you, and go Defenders.
Go Defenders!
Well, Marty with the football trailing 56-14, but they're knocking on the door. Guajardo hands it off, and Nishigawa denied. It'll be third down and a loss on the play. Back to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, and you have a defensive unit playing with a little pride right now. Got a few more starters back on the field, trying to keep this Mount Marty offense out of the end zone.
Guajardo is your quarterback. Lancers have Nishigawa at running back. Let's find Rex Reich, and he's over in the slot. They fake the handoff. Pass is to the sideline, incomplete. It'll be fourth down. Brayton Kickerick's on the coverage. Dordt also got some pressure. I believe that was Colton Vanderberg putting some pressure on for the defenders, and that'll bring up fourth down. Fourth down and goal to go at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, and Mount Marty, three doesn't do you much good at this point. Keep your offense on the field and try to get 7 out of this drive.
I remember when, and this is where you take everything. You don't take any handoffs under center. When you have the ball at the 2-yard line, they're going to run right side. Guajardo pass to the corner of the end zone, incomplete, and that'll force a change of possession. Dordt's defense comes away with a stop. And I remember early years of Dordt football when they were running pistol all the time. And I asked the coach at the time, John Heavner, I said, "Why don't you go under center when you're inside the 5?" He said, "We never practice it.
Right.
We never take a snap under center. We're not going to. We have put our eggs in that basket, so to speak, and they're just not going to do it."
Right. Yeah. It's so much different for both the quarterback and the center. You really don't want to mess with just that first important exchange.
Cade McDaniel hands it off. Carter Skiebout out to the 10-yard line. And that's a gain of 6 on the play. It's going to be second down and 4. 9 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in regulation in this one. Dordt leading 56-14. And if you're Dordt right now, you just want to grind something out, take some time off of the clock, and give your defense a little bit of a rest here. McDaniel breaks one tackle, and he is caught in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of 4 on the play, and that'll set up third down as he tried to spin away in a shoestring tackle, unable to get away from the defensive player. That brings up third down and long.
Yeah, probably just a misread there by McDaniel. Probably had Skiebout on the dive, and sometimes you just got to be happy with the 2-yard gain rather than going backwards.
Third down and 9 from the 5 or from the 6. Pass is completed over to Carr. Carr to the 10, to the 15, and picks up a first down. So Rafi Carr on the receiving end of that. Rafi had some big plays last season. Right now, he's behind Levi Jungling, so just hasn't gotten as many reps this year, but comes away with a pass catch there, the senior from Santee, California. Handoff, Skiebout, dropped after a 4-yard gain on the play. It's second down and 6.
Yeah, and back to that reception by Carr and to convert the first down. Great job of perimeter blocking on that play to spring in for the first down yardage.
Second down, football at the 22-yard line. Need the 27 for a first down, so a 5-yard gain on that last play. McDaniel stopped at the 25-yard line, picks up a couple on the play. That's going to be third down and short. Third and short as we hit the midpoint of the fourth quarter of play. So third down and short.
This looks like Skiebout territory.
So third down and less than, looks like third down and 1. Handoff, and that is second effort by Isaac Miller. Isaac Miller, number 6 for the defenders. Picks up a Dordt first down, and this is what you talked about earlier as well, as take your time, get used to, you go tempo. Now you can take a little bit of time off the clock and still see if you can execute, not running tempo all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, because you're going to get into a game where it's important for your offense to stay on the field and maybe give your defense a break. And sometimes that's allowing that play clock to get down under 10, closer to 5 instead of, I know Coach Penner and his staff, and it's all it's a philosophy that has led to success, right? I mean, the way we tempo up and keep the defense on their heels. But can you shift gears a little bit and just slow things down and burn more clock?
Second down. McDaniel keeps it himself. Shifty runner. He's to the 40, to the 50. He could go. 30, 25, 20, and caught from behind inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. So Cade McDaniel, a 48-yard run, maybe a little bit more than 48. I've got a few more yards to add. That's a 54-yard run as they mark him out of bounds at the 14-yard line. And it'll be a first down and 10 for the defenders with right at 6 minutes left to go in this contest. Dordt scored 49 points in basically 2 quarters time from being down 14-7. Pass, did he catch it?
I believe he got his hands underneath
Brown caught it. Carson Brown. He's a junior from Wilder, Idaho. Gains 8 on the play. It's 2nd and 2. You know where Wilder, Idaho is?
I do not
Neither
know.
do I. I
Okay.
was hoping you did. But
Nope.
2nd down and 2. Defenders with it at the 6. I'm going to look it up when I get home, though. Bet it's close to Nampa. I'm gonna bet it's close to Nampa, Idaho. Handoff Skibout. Skibout inside the 5.
Twisting and turning.
Yeah,
Boy, you
was
got
he ever
close.
down? He was down. They were going to rule him down at the 1-yard line.
I don't think Skibout thinks he was down.
No, he doesn't.
He's questioning that one a little bit.
Yeah, he's saying I took a lot of punishment for that, and it. I don't know if his knee or backside or elbow. I mean, those are basically the 3 things that you look at, and I didn't see any of them down. But 1st and goal to go at the 1. Caden McDaniel looks to the sideline, the freshman signal caller. He turns, hands it off, and into the end zone for a touchdown is Isaac Miller. I believe that is Isaac Miller's first touchdown run. And the Dordt defenders lead it now 62-14, and we will see Jason Tepete on to kick the point after. Tepete will kick it out of the hold of Blade Coons. Dordt leading 62-14.
Always fun seeing a guy get his first collegiate touchdown, so congratulations to Isaac on that one.
The snap is down, kick is up, and that is through for Tepete. Couple things. Dordt's got good depth at kicker. I mean, Brett Zachman's an all-conference type kicker. I believe Jason Tepete could get there as well. It's just that he might have to bide his time a little bit behind Brett Zachman. And 2, the amount of hours that these guys put in. You get to play 10 games, and to finally get to the end zone and score a touchdown, I don't want to be overly dramatic or anything, but that's something someone's going to that's what you've worked for the whole season.
Yeah.
I mean, and for some people, multiple seasons.
Yeah, and he's in the books, right? I
Right.
mean, that's there forever. His first college touchdown, and for Tepete kicking, I mean, he's gotten some reps. The nice part about scoring a lot of points is and being in those kind of games is you can get guys like Jason out there to get his reps. And you're right. Dordt's in a great situation in the kicking game with Tepete backing up Zachman.
Tepete on to kick off. End over end kick into the wind. It's going to be taken inside the 15. Out to the 20, to the 25, and that's it. Good coverage that time by the defenders right at the 25-yard line. They've done a good job staying in their lanes and don't overrun the play, and do your job and let the other guys do their job.
Yeah, and, you mentioned the kick. It was a high kick. He's not going to probably get it to the end zone into the wind, so get it up in the air. Allow your coverage team to get downfield quite a ways before the returner gets a lot of positive yards, and you get them going sideways and not necessarily upfield. You don't give them any lanes, and you make a play. Force Mount Marty to start back here inside the 30.
Guajardo is your quarterback. Nishigawa, the ball carrier. We've called their names almost exclusively here in the second half, and it's going to be 2nd down and 7, a gain of 3 on the play for the Lancers. I said it briefly. They do have some pieces in place, though, and if they can keep people involved and engaged, next year will be better than this year for the Lancers.
Absolutely. You know, for a brand new program, it's all about retention. You don't want the revolving door with players. If you can keep them around and keep them buying in, you know, they're going to be all right. They had some adversity even to start the season with the coach that started the program. Coach Woodley was there and resigned at the end of July, and so there was that change. But, man, I'm impressed with, you know, you don't see a lot of breaks. You don't see them busting on plays, going the wrong way, doing bad things. They're making good things happen.
Flea flicker, and we're going to have a penalty, and we've got a completion over the top to Riken as well. And that's going to be a penalty on Ian McDonald, I believe. And are they going to say it was a high hit? Because he was coming in fast.
Yeah. Mount Marty coach is upset, rightfully so, but the penalty's been called. There's a flag down. There's not much more that can happen. So,
Coach Micheletti, and he took over after the resignation by Coach Woodley late, and that touchdown completion to Riken, and Riken flea flicker the second time. Mount Marty has called the flea flicker here this afternoon, or has run the flea flicker, and makes it 63-20 with a point after try on the way, and we're going to get the explanation from the official here.
Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense, number 44. High hit. That penalty will be assessed on the kickout, 15 yards.
So it wasn't that the hit was late, it was the location of the hit. Coming in a little high was Ian McDonald, freshman from Edmond, Oklahoma, and got the adrenaline running just a little bit too high. And
yeah, those are always tough. You know, you want your defensive lineman going for the ball, getting high, trying to knock the ball, but you have to stay away from the head, and just got too much of the helmet and got the personal foul.
3:38 left to go in the game. Riken on the receiving end of that pass from Guajardo. So the Mount Marty Lancers trail 63-21. We've got a break in action, and let's take a break ourselves. We'll be back with a kickoff right after this.
So my favorite thing about the Dordt digital media program is just the ability to be around fellow creatives and filmmakers who challenge me to become better, and being able to collaborate with them on projects and just grow as filmmakers together.
You get to learn all the different aspects of what it takes to make and create videos, like the editing and the script writing and the camera work.
Experiment with all types of things, whether that be commercials, weddings, photography, it doesn't really matter. Just dip your feet in a bunch of different fields and you should be able to find success in the field.
Mount Marty with that long scoring pass on the flea flicker. And the Lancers lining up, showing an onside kick. And the defenders are going to talk things over in the timeout as they see that onside kick formation. And we'll keep it here, but I'm going to tell you that this timeout is brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. We'll keep it right here because we're through all our spots, and this would be a good time to plug. Hey, if you want to be an advertiser, we've still got room in our inventory. So that would be that's our first plug. But now, onside kick opportunity. You don't get a chance to run this in practice that often. You probably don't spend a whole lot of time on it. This is a good opportunity.
Yeah, especially doing it live, full speed live. You know, in practice you don't do it because you got bodies flying around and you don't want to get people hurt, but this is a great opportunity. And what does Mount Marty have to lose? After the 15-yard penalty assessed on the kickoff, they're kicking from midfield anyhow. Even if they don't recover this, Dort's forced to start, somewhere in between the 30 and 40 most likely. But yeah, this is a great time to get your hands team on the field, so it's a great opportunity for Dordt, but also for Mount Marty to practice the onside kick.
63-21, and Lucas Haringa falls on top of it at the 38-yard line. We've got a flag as well on the play. I'm guessing that's going to be offsides on the kicking team. And if my mind-reading skills are correct at least.
We'll take the 5 yards on the end of the kick.
So I am checking that Jamestown-Concordia game right now, and Concordia is going to win it. Looks like it's over. Jamestown got it to the Concordia 21-yard line late in the game and ran out of downs. 4th and 14, unable to convert a pass. So looks like Concordia is going to survive that one up in Jamestown. Dordt with it, 1st down and 10 at their own 43-yard line. Handoff to Miller. Miller, the running back. Miller, second effort, and he picks up 11 yards on the play. 1st down for the defenders into Mount Marty territory at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, and Miller a little bit juiced after getting his first touchdown. Give me the ball. Good, solid run, north and south, hitting the seam and keeping the legs churning for extra yardage.
1st down and 10 for the defenders at the 45-yard line. They'll take time off the clock here. They can take it under the 3-minute mark before they have to snap the football. 1st and 10 at the 45. McDaniel turns, hands, gives to Miller. Miller, second effort, maybe picks up 3 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. 2nd and 7. And now it becomes a game of watching the clock, Kyle, and you pick up another 1st down, and you might be in vicinity of being able to take knees.
You bet. Yeah, and I know Coach Penner wants to finish the game with the ball here. You're not going to complain if somebody breaks the run. And I mean, they're still playing football.
Exactly.
And if you break a run and you score a touchdown, that's great. But ultimately, you want to just pick up yardage. You want to pick up 1st downs, and you want to keep that clock moving.
2nd down and 7. Carter Skibout in the backfield. They fake the handoff to Skibout. Running option is McDaniel, and McDaniel picks up a 1st down with 2:11 remaining in the contest. So Dordt leading 63-21. They'll be able to take the clock down under 2, about 1:35 here before they need to snap it again.
And we'll be in victory formation, the best formation in football right here. Get enough guys on the line of scrimmage, get set, got plenty of time, and we're going to knee it down for the win.
So this will be the 4th win in a row for the defenders. 4-1. Midpoint of the year. Dakota Wesleyan next week at home. And Dakota Wesleyan, check on their score here, that they were playing Doane. And they were beating Doane, actually. I believe that was 17-7 at last check. Yep, 17-7 late in the game there. 17-13 now.
Okay.
So Dakota Wesleyan will come in all likelihood 3-3 and 3-3 after 6 games. So will not be an easy walkover by any means, and a good tune-up for the 2 games coming up afterwards with Morningside and Northwestern looming. But first things first, taking care of today, and then get ready for Dakota Wesleyan next week.
Yeah, and that Dakota Wesleyan game, we have them here at home. Big weekend with Defender Days, so It'll be a fun atmosphere. Be a good matchup, and you just want to keep your momentum going.
Yep.
You got a good, solid game. It took a while to get started, but you had a good, solid game today. I know the coaching staff is going to be pleased with this, but then you got to keep it rolling next week.
Yeah, get ready, and I think we'll hopefully Carter Baldwin not shaken up too much. Big number 79, and you just other than that, I think from an injury standpoint, made it through today okay as well. So a lot of good things today. Dordt victorious over Mount Marty by a final score of 63-21. Let's take a break, send it back to the truck for our break, and we'll be back to wrap things up from Open Space Park, GPAC football, right after this.
The city's really reinvested a lot into outdoor space. We have very nice parks, new paths, new features along the bike path, new residential developments. They're just really nice places to move if you're a new family to town or to grow your family.
It's been great to find a community that feels like it has an energy and movement to it and feels like it's growing and doing well. And for us, we just feel like this is the place we want to be, where we want to call home.
Sioux Center, I just feel, has this momentum. They have wind in their sails. They have a unique group of leadership that's really a driving force here in town. And they're reinvesting into their community. They love their community. And you can see it's almost palpable, the energy that's in town.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
Well, we are back at Open Space Park where the Dordt defenders, slow start, trailed 14-7 from the middle of the first quarter till the middle of the second quarter, and then got things rolling, got into halftime up 28-14, and then from there score another 3 in the third quarter, 3 touchdowns, and end up winning by a final of 63-21. Mount Marty gets one late. I'm taking a look at the GPAC standings right now, and I think everything is in the books. So we don't have the numbers quite yet. I might be able to find them on our live stats page so we can keep things moving along here. Okay. (63-21) the final. Here are the stats, and get it into a little nicer spot. Dordt scored first on a Levi Jungling 4-yard touchdown pass from Cade McDaniel, 13-play, 75-yard drive. Mount Marty then a 3-play, 76-yard drive, helped out by a flea flicker to get things going, made it 7-7, and then taking advantage of a interception return, Mount Marty's Avery Rice, 35 yards for the score. 9:24 left to go in the first quarter. Mount Marty had a 14-7 lead. That held until the 7:33 mark when Anthony Trojan plowed in from 2 yards out, capping a 5-play, 65-yard drive to tie it 14-14. Levi Jungling then caught a pair of passes, one for 24 yards in the back of the end zone, another for 3 yards. His third touchdown score of the day, 11 plays, 84 yards to make the score at halftime, 28-14. Tyler Reynolds then a 36-yard touchdown run with 12:21 left to go in the third quarter. He followed that with a 32-yard touchdown run and then a 7-yard touchdown run. So all totaled, Reynolds with 3 touchdown runs in the third quarter. Hayden Large and Isaac Miller, 10-yard completion, pass reception and a 1-yard run. And Mount Marty completes the scoring. Rex Reichen on the receiving end of a 61-yard pass from Davian Guajardo to make the final 63-21. 618 yards of total offense for the defenders, 383 for the Mount Marty Lancers, 316 in the air for Mount Marty. They had success throwing the ball, 25 of 37 passing, and Dordt 377 on the ground, 241 passing, all totaled 618. That in all likelihood will be a top 10 performance in terms of yards gained in the Dordt University record book. Individually, Tyler Reynolds, 16 carries, 176 yards. Cade McDaniel, 12 for 73. Anthony Trojan, 9 for 47. Josh Bush, 7 for 23. Carter Skibout, 5 for 23. Isaac Miller, 6 for 21. Nick Wellen, 2 for 9. Ethan Thomas, 1 for 5. For Mount Marty, Kawa Nishigawa, 18 carries for 47 yards. He took some punishment on those as well. Davian Guajardo, 9 of 13 passing, 221. Torin Deverix, 16 of 24 for 95, a little more of the underneath stuff. Tyler Reynolds, 11 of 16 passing, no interceptions, 166 yards, so he goes 166 through the air, 176 on the ground. Receiving for the defenders, Levi Jungling, 11 for 152. Eli Bolden, 3 for 34. Hayden Large, 2 for 30. Carson Brown, 2 for 14. Raphael Carr, 1 catch for 11. Rex Reich, 4 catches for 111 yards for Mount Marty. And Jonah Miyazawa, 7 catches for 79 yards. Brayton Van Kickricks and Tyler Swanberg teamed up for the only sack of the day for the defenders. And Dordt had a couple of interceptions as well, if I remember correctly, but I don't see those listed right now. You have the full stats, Kyle.
Nicholson?
Yep, Nicholson and Hicks. Nicholson and Stace. Abe Stace. And Abe, 4 solo and 2 assisted stops. So looking at those numbers, Kyle, took a quarter and a half really to get rolling, but after that, Dordt, I think, did what we expected. You get lulled into thinking that's going to happen right away. Well, sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
Absolutely. You still have to make things happen, and sometimes you just expect it to. Sometimes it's hard to get up for a game that's, you've had a 2-week break. You kind of get a little bit lulled to sleep during that time, and you're facing a team that struggled in terms of the win-loss column, an over team, and sometimes it just takes a little bit longer to get the momentum going. And then you go with the hot hand at quarterback. You have 3 very capable quarterbacks on the Dordt University team here, guys getting reps, but today Reynolds came in and was making plays with his feet, throwing a good ball through the air. Just a solid performance by Tyler Reynolds.
Speaking of Tyler Reynolds, I think we've got some highlights coming up that include Tyler Reynolds and some of those touchdown runs from the third quarter. This was the first one that he went some 36 yards, if I remember correctly, and did a nice job of cutting back and then outrunning the angle.
Right, and some good downfield blocks by his receivers to break him loose.
And here's the second one, fakes the pitch, holds the defense, and is able to cut to the end zone and steps just inside the pylon. And here's the one where we see the block thrown by Anthony Trojan that sprung him for that short touchdown run.
Right, yep, just a good solid decision, putting his head down, getting into the end zone.
There's the long pass play over the top. That ended up, they didn't get points out of it. Dordt comes up with a defensive stand, and here's the final, the flea flicker that they get a completion to Riken, and Riken goes to pay dirt, and that's the last touchdown of the game, 63-21 the final. So the defenders 4-1 now, Kyle, and headed towards a collision with Dakota Wesleyan. Wesleyan 3-2 in the league and 3-3 overall next week.
Right, and we've kind of had their number here as of late, but it's still a GPAC college football game, and they're feeling confident. I'm sure after today's win over Doane, they're feeling pretty good about themselves, and and we said it pregame or early in the game on any given Saturday. You still have to show up, you still have to play. Yes, we're going to be favored in that matchup, but you still have to strap it on and play 60 minutes.
60 minutes, and sometimes you're glad they're 60 minutes long, like today.
Right.
And other times you wish you could just play 48 and be done with it, but not how it works. Well, Kyle, 63-21 the final. We'll do it again next week. Dordt versus Dakota Wesleyan. It's going to be a busy week on the Dordt campus. Thank you again for your help.
You bet.
That's Kyle Achterhoff, and I'm going to sign things off for the Dordt Media Network crew as well. Thanks. We'll roll the credits here. Thanks to our camera operators, our producers back in the truck. For Kyle Achterhoff, I'm Mike Biker for the Dordt Media Network. Have a good afternoon.